accidentally opened something that I did not want
Don't
to.
do that.
Then I opened something
And
else I don't want
we're
to.
back. Yay! Looks like we're back. So we're back with Pacific Northwest fears in the Dreamlands. Ooh. When last we left our developing dreamers, they had visited the city of Lanith, a great trading city that bore great resemblance to the Wakeham world of about 500 years ago. They were almost mugged, they think, and but did find out that the Wizard Wilkes had gone on to Celephaïs, probably to find a flying ship to go to the moon for some reason, to see a sorcerer, I believe, or something. But you didn't get a whole lot of details on that. An alchemist spoke with Loren Hutton and asked him if he could find the secret of the flying ships for him. He would make it worth his while. They met Captain Wabo Cabo of the cog Scarlet Vixen, who's willing to take them on as crew because he desperately needs more crewmen. Um, didn't say why. Didn't say why. But did say that a Celephaïs was a day and a night. 2 days and 2 nights or so, maybe a little longer, from Lanith. And you took off on the morning of your 95th day in the Dreamlands. Um, you left Lanith. As you left Lanith, Lauren Hutton, sitting on the quarterdeck, or standing on the quarterdeck and kind of looking over the back rail, noticed the two men from the bridge the day before who had caused such a ruckus, talking to a smaller man who yelled at them, pointed at the ship, and then said something pointing back into the city, and they all ran into the city and disappeared from sight. And then you were out of the harbor and onto the high seas with the sailors on board, running around, doing various sailory things. Um, you know, getting your the sails set so they would catch the best wind. Um, One of them's up on the tiller on the quarter deck. Captain Wabo Cabo is telling his first mate, a Mr. Gnarly Wink, giving him orders, and then he shouts the orders out and yells at various crewmen as they pull on ropes, and the ship gets underway, heading in an easterly direction onto the beautiful waves, blue waves of the Azure Sea between Celephaïs and Hlanith. Does anyone have anything that they wish to do over or during the course of the trip of the travel? Assuming it's not interrupted at some point.
I never did get the black tea from that one place we wanted to get to, did I?
No, no, you forgot about it. There was other things crazy. You guys think you almost got robbed, that kind of thing. It was got kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's disappointing.
You could go ahead and make me a couple dreaming rolls if you want to try to create that book that you were talking about, the
Oh yes, yes, I
Beatles
do.
1876 dime baseball player.
Yep.
Do a couple dreaming rolls over the course of these couple days if you want. Nobody's injured, I don't think, at this point. Okay.
Oh, okay, hold on. Let me pull up the dice spot.
Oh yeah, die spot. Um,
Nope. And yes,
you got it. Put a check by
a
it.
success.
Put a check by it. So you get the book. It looks exactly. You've got the cover. It's got the cover with a baseball player on it. I think I looked this thing up and found a copy
Yep.
for sale actually. But when you open it up, all the pages are blank.
Well, nuts.
So you've gotten what you know of Beatles 1876 dime baseball player. But unfortunately, you've never seen it. You ordered it from the catalog, Sears
Yeah,
Roebuck
well,
or somebody, right?
I ordered directly from Beatles.
Yeah, from Beatles. And you have not seen the interior. Or it's got what looks like writing, but you can't read it. It's not really writing. Because you've seen earlier copies of this, like from 1875 and 74, right? Or was
Yeah,
there?
I ordered every year. Yeah.
Yeah. So it looks like the interior, but nothing. But it's like it's in a dream and you can't read it. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
So it
Except
looks like
I'm
an,
in
but
the
it, you know what I mean?
everything else in this dream I can read except this.
Right. And you realize you can't read it because it's not really words. It's
Ah,
just made to
frustrating.
look like that.
Oh,
It's either
oh, but
that,
also,
Kevin, or you realize you got last year's and it's identical to last year's. I'll give you the choice as a player. Is it weird and illegible, or is it just last year's but it's the cover's this year's? Mm.
Actually, how about this? The ads are the same basically.
Oh yeah,
Where the stats should be make no sense.
right. It's just like it looks like if you're holding it at arm's length and it's too far away to actually read, it looks perfect. But then when
Yeah,
you actually try to read it, everything is just scribbly scrabbly, except for the ads. The ads look exactly the same as last year.
because they're
Okay,
mostly
I like
exactly the
that.
same as last year.
That's perfect.
Hey, those don't change much.
But you did get a successful dreaming, so put a check by it.
Yeah, that I did.
Captain Wabo Cabo, anything you want to do over the course of this 2.5 days that you know it's going to take you to get to Celephaïs?
Mm.
No. Although, did I ever notice him conjure up this book, or did he just have this book the one day?
Alonzo, where were you? Where were you doing this? You guys have a cabin. He's given you the
I'm
wardrobe.
somewhere when I'm working on that. I'm doing somewhere private.
Okay, so probably in your bunk. They've
Yeah,
strung up some hammocks for y'all.
yeah. So
In
unless
this,
somebody was making a point of spying, they wouldn't have noticed.
I don't think anybody. No, they're busy. The sailors are pretty busy. Captain Wabo
Yeah.
Cabo's in his cabin. You think
Or
he?
is it like he's checking on the cargo and stuff like
Okay,
that?
down checking on the
Yeah.
cargo.
So it's
There is
just
a
that
they d-
now I have a book that could easily have been in my bag.
yeah
Yeah,
yeah.
It's literally
that's fine.
it's a little handbook.
That's fine. I'm just trying to get whether I find out you're dreamers yet or not. So
Okay.
that's all I'm.
Yeah.
You might have your suspicions just because of the way they act,
Okay.
but you're not. Yeah, you're not 100% on that yet.
I haven't had any proof yet.
No, you haven't seen anything crazy.
My suspicions, yeah, the way they talk.
Hmm. That hat.
And
What is up with that hat? This
Oh
guy's
yeah,
wearing.
that hat.
That's a weird
Yeah.
looking
yeah.
hat. Miss Eldridge.
Oh, hang on a sec.
Okay.
Well, go ahead. Go ahead. I was going to pull up a
Okay.
cop picture of the hat.
Miss Eldridge. Anything over those 2 days that you're interested in? Yeah. Can you say? Uh oh. Can't hear you again. Can't hear you right now.
No.
We could before. Okay. So we'll come back to Miss Eldridge. Hutton. Anything over those 2 days
Yeah.
that Hutton's doing of any interest or just in general? Whittling?
No, he's not gonna be whittling. He's not a whittler.
Writing in his journal every day?
Writing his journal, drawing images of what he's seen.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So I guess I'd have to do a drawing.
You can do it. Yeah,
Make
you can
sure.
do a drawing check. Isabella, check.
Check,
No.
check,
Yes.
check.
There you go.
Hi.
Okay, we can hear you now.
Okay.
Okay. No, so your drawings are not up to your
Coming out,
standards.
right, yeah.
They're okay. They're not great. They could be anybody's drawings.
Yeah.
But nothing specific over these couple days.
No.
Okay. How about Miss Eldridge? Is there anything she wanted to
Uh,
do?
yes. Speaking of drawing, I had the idea to take my illustrations of the Gawk. I made a
Oh
few,
yeah.
I believe,
Yes, you did.
and I want to try to sort of turn it into a little like illustrated comic book kind of thing,
Okay.
with the kids in mind. If
Hmm.
I ever get to see them again, or something like that, or even my school children from home, like a little children's book, and I want to call it Gawk on a Dock
Okay.
or something like that.
So you're
There's
gonna
a
do like
Gawk on the dock.
a rhyming children's book about Gogs. Okay.
Yeah,
Give me an
about a Gawk
intelligence.
on a dock.
Give me an intelligence check real quick to see if you think of something.
43. I
Mhm.
think that's a success. Let me see. Hang on. Oh, yeah, just barely.
Okay. You realize you're dreaming. You're in a dream. So as far as giving that book to people in the waking world, you don't know how you'll be able to do that. You can
Okay.
still do it, and
Uh,
it's still going to exist in the Dreamlands, especially if it's a
yeah.
real thing, not something you just dream up. But
Mm-hmm.
you suddenly and almost crushingly come to the realization that whatever you work on here is going to be very hard to get home.
Right. Well, my first thought was the kids that we met here
Yeah,
in the Dreamlands
Fern
that
and
I could,
Dolphin. When you see them again, you can give
if
it to
I
them.
could ever get it to them somehow or get back to them, it would be a little gift.
Well,
Or another kid I meet.
you know where they are, so at least that's something. Each one of you three can make me a spot hidden. Not Captain Wabo Cabo.
He already
Also-
knows, right?
I also put a picture of a player wearing that cap I'm talking about in the character pics. Want to see it?
Extreme success.
Oh my god.
I
Extreme
had an
success. Okay.
Extreme success.
All right. Did anybody
right.
else make a spot hidden?
Regular old failure.
I
Failure
see
and failure.
everything.
So Loren, the spirit kind of strikes you to check on the zebras. The second
Yeah.
day at sea, they're fine. Looks like some sailor's been keeping them fed. There's a bucket of water nearby, so they got water available. And you notice the cargo hold. There's not a whole lot down here, but there are a bunch of crates on one side, and someone has not recently, but there are marks on the sides of these crates as if there might have been some kind of something on there that has been like removed. Like someone used something hot to scorch the side of this crate.
Okay.
So if there's any kind of writing on it, it's been completely
Burned away.
obliterated. Yeah, burned away. And you don't smell smoke down here or anything like that. So this did not happen like recently. But it's odd. You've
Okay.
been around cargo on the Zebek that you came up here on, and on the Centauria, and I think that's what it was called. Yeah, and you've seen cargo crates, and some of them have like stamps in them, or maybe something has been burned into the side to indicate what they are, something like that. But you've
Okay.
never seen them like scorched like this.
Hmm.
It's just unusual, and you noticed it with your extreme success. Don't forget to check off spot hidden if it's not already checked. Yeah, so I don't know if you want to do anything about that or say anything to anybody, or if it's just like, oh, that's weird, and then
Yep.
go about your day.
Yeah. I'm gonna I'm gonna mention something to Miss Eldridge
Okay.
about it.
Okay.
I was down
Wait,
below
where do you want to
deck.
do this? Where are you talking
Oh.
to her? Like on
Try to
deck?
find someplace private on deck.
Yeah. The crew is pretty small. You could go up towards the front or sit on the side,
Yeah.
and nobody's really near you if you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was down below deck earlier, and the zebras are fine, but it's odd. The cargo that this captain is carrying on his ship, it looks like all the markings on what is in the crates or where the crates are going to and all that has been burned.
On all of the crates?
The way it looked like to me.
Oh, well,
Um,
that's odd. It sounds like maybe someone's trying to hide something, like a name or, well, the location.
yeah, I mean, I know you've read a lot of fantasy books as well, and
Yes.
things. Kind of sounds like piracy to me.
Ah, yes. Or smuggling. Right.
They're smuggling piracy, yeah. Just
Yes.
might be
Um,
something. This Captain Wabo Cabo.
Cabo.
May not be on the up and up.
Right back. I'm gonna refill my coffee.
Yes. Well, we do know that he is somewhat associated with those thieves that attacked us yesterday or whenever that was. So he may keep company with some untoward type people.
Yeah, I would assume so, but
It
just-
doesn't sound very official in terms
You
of
all assume
trading.
too much.
You're not there. I'm loving your facial expressions,
Yeah.
though, Aaron. I'm loving them.
it's just something I was like, and I.
Okay.
We
Suspicious.
could probably say something to Mr. Shaeder, but I know you a bit better than I know him, and unfortunately, the two other individuals I came to these lands with are one where you
Rest in peace to
has
both of
woken
them,
up.
probably.
No, they're well, at least one's awake.
Right. Yes. Hazard is a mystery still, but
I mean, yeah,
suppose you'll find out whenever you wake up.
yeah.
Hmm.
So I wanted to bring that attention that we might want to be a little bit more cautious around. Yes, please.
The captain. Yes.
Captain Wabo Cabo.
Right. I agree. It is suspicious, given what happened since we met him.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it fits. I think you're right to be cautious.
Okay.
Is there any particular way in which you think we should be cautious, or just in general?
Maybe not give him as much information until we know maybe a little bit more.
Maybe we don't tell him that we're dreamers? Unless, what if he asks?
Have we not told him that?
We haven't, I don't think. We've told him about Wilkes and that you're related to Wilkes.
I don't think it actually ever came up that y'all actually confessed that you were dreamers to him at any point.
Not explicitly, I don't think.
Oh, I thought we had said that Wilkes himself was a dreamer at one point.
That information
We
is
may
out
have.
there.
Yeah.
But not
Yeah, so
necessarily.
he might
you
assume it.
guys are dreamers.
Can dreamers create families? Like,
Excellent question.
I
Oh,
don't know.
that's
Like what? Like have sex with some people in this world?
and get someone pregnant,
Yeah,
Like
whatever,
just go
in the dreamland.
and create
well. I mean,
people.
I'm sure someone who has enough power could create a family like that.
You mean through a dreaming
I'm
skill,
like,
or through
through
traditional?
actual, like,
both he's talking
how
about.
we in the waking world would create
Okay.
other people. Can a dreamer create one?
You don't know. I'll tell you that right now.
That's fascinating.
No one has asked that question of anybody who would have that knowledge.
You're not saying any of that in character, are you?
Oh, that's a good question, Sean. Are you pondering this
no.
out loud?
Yeah, yes, I'm
Okay.
pondering that in front of Miss
Okay.
Eldridge.
Oh,
Like,
Okay.
how shocking. Talk about sex
Okay, thank you.
in front of a young lady.
Thank you for mentioning that.
well, it's just
Because,
it's a thought.
Okay, so yeah, when you say that, she'll be like, "Oh, that is very fascinating. What a question. If only there was someone we could ask, like I forget their names, but the men that we met first here,
Where?
those
In Ulthar?
those guides when we first got to
Oh,
Ulthar, or
Nash
before
and,
even.
The clerks.
God. The ones in the...
It's been 95 days. I think she's
Caverns
forgotten.
of Flames? Or are you talking about back in Hlanith or in Zakarian?
No, way before we even got to the Dreamlands, like right when we got to the Dreamlands. We had two guides.
What's her
Entrance,
name?
Yeah.
It's Nashed and it's hold on.
I don't think Isabella would remember.
Common Thaw and Nashed.
She's not going to remember that.
And Nash, do you remember?
But she's referencing them.
There was a statue of Nash. You do remember? I believe it's Nash in Ulthar that they worshipped. Because Isabella went to the temple. I mean, yes, it was 3 months ago, but she went to the temple and talked to Atal, the high priest, and saw the statue and learned all about it. Remember that other priest that got in that fight, who said, "Okay, I'll be right back to help you," and he disappeared for like 3 hours because there was, anyway, yeah, those would be good ones to probably ask that question of.
It's just a thought, because I don't know.
To the Enchanted Forest.
Us talking about, wanting to make sure he doesn't think we're dreamers just yet. I think I mentioned that this relative was a dreamer in front of him.
I feel like you
mentioned
did
it in front of somebody.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he
vaguely
couldn't have
remember
had
that.
kids. And
yeah, we just don't know. Can a dreamer
have
kids in the Dreamlands?
Yeah,
that is such a good question.
Remember,
I
dreamers are pretty
wonder
rare.
who we could ask about that.
Yeah, that's a good question too.
I don't know. Yeah, the
you have to
future
find somebody
thing.
very wise.
That just popped into my head.
Okay. Are you gonna tell
Only
Shaeder?
we could talk to the cat again.
Yeah.
Are you gonna talk to Shaeder
Sure.
about any of this?
We should probably mention to Shaeder what I found as
Right.
well.
Okay. So where do
Okay,
you want to?
yes.
Where do you find him, or where do they find you?
Yeah.
Is there? Do we have private quarters, or is it pretty?
You have a room. It looks like it was some kind of a meeting room or a ward room or something like that, or maybe it's where the sailors usually eat, and it's been given over to you, and they've strung up 3 hammocks, and you've got room for your gear and some of the leftover stuff from Jimenez, some of his stuff. So you've got some privacy in there.
Yeah,
There's a couple
I say we speak with him.
portholes on the side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll speak with him tonight.
Little glass
You'll
windows.
probably find me there at some point.
Okay, so you're gonna wait till like after dinner and do
Yeah.
it then? Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's actually, you guys are probably winding down for the day. You have been doing some work on the ship, washing decks. Probably the reason, Loren, you were down there was you were put in charge of keeping the zebras fed and watered.
Okay.
And that's part of your duties on the ship. And they're not hard. It comes down to repair stuff.
Yeah.
Fixing frayed ropes in your spare time. But you have quite a bit of downtime as well. So
Okay.
it's been calm seas so far. So unless there's a storm or something. Oh, I should roll that. Anyway, so Alonzo, they meet you there in the cabin, and
Yep.
well, not the cabin, but the wardroom. You've got a lantern that's hanging from a hook on the ceiling, dimly illuminating the room. The sun is just setting, and it's still pretty well lit in here.
And I'm laying in a hammock, half asleep, or at least that's what it looks like.
All right, yeah. Got the bill of your cap pulled down over your eyes a little bit.
Yeah. And then when they come in, I'll be like, I'll push the cap up a little.
Okay. Yeah, you hear the door open.
Oh, good. You're awake.
Yeah, I am.
Something I wanted to bring to your attention that I noticed earlier in the cargo area.
Please go ahead. I'll actually sit more upright.
It looks like the crates and whatnot that is being carried aboard this ship have been damaged in a way with fire or just being like burnt, to where you can't read any like official information on them that you would normally see, like of where it's to go or where it's coming from and what it is.
Also, maybe I kind of want to take a look at that.
At the crates themselves.
I mean, it's by the zebras.
As long as
I saw it.
Yeah, there's not much in the cargo hold. There's a few. You guys all would know this. There are a few pieces of cargo, some bales of silk. That's about it. And then these crates up towards the front. Sorry, keep going.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
So stolen like
perhaps
it's not then.
Perhaps Alonzo and I could take a look at them if it's not too obvious. At some point, go check on the zebras, and would you?
Mind that. No, I don't mind that at all. Stolen, I'll wager. But
I have a little bit of concern about this Captain Wabo Cabo.
I
Yes.
have a great deal of concern about that. But we seem
So
more
we
in a
all are in
hurry than
agreement.
we seemed more in a hurry than we were than sensible at that point.
Miss Eldridge and I kind of came to the conclusion that we should hold off on informing him directly that we are dreamers.
Oh, I agree with you.
And then Loren had this very interesting,
Yeah,
I suppose, epiphany.
It's really not pertinent to the situation, but it
pertinent to Wilkes, sort of.
I mean, I have mentioned that Wilkes, who is a relative of mine, at one point was a dreamer.
Right. You did mention that, yes.
So that kind of does put it out there that we are dreamers, unless it's possible for a dreamer to create a family a traditional way similar to that of the waking.
Yes.
Or at least it puts out the possibility that you are.
Yeah. So
I
just
That includes
Yeah,
neither of the two of us necessarily.
It was an odd thought that came to mind, and
Yes.
You know what's
And I'm
troubling
curious.
me? You know what's troubling me most?
Hmm.
So this is a dream,
Mhm.
and I wake and I sleep within a dream, and yet I tried to move a rope, and the palsy is still here in the dream. And you would think that if I was dreaming, I would at least have left that behind in the waking world.
You might be able to dream it away.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, never mind. Keep going. Keep going.
I had a stutter. I have a stutter in the waking world, and have we told you about the talking cat?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe you
In
guys should fill
Ulster,
him
we
in.
met this. We
Um,
met the best cat ever.
when I was in the waking world and
Best
sleeping,
cat ever.
I would see this individual Wilkes and a cat in the room where I was sleeping. At first I thought it was a dream, then it was like, is it a spirit? You know, what's going on? We found the cat here in the Dreamlands.
Mr.
Mr. Rascals.
Rascal. That's right.
And
Yes. He lived with a little blind and deaf boy.
yeah,
Who
we were able to
cured.
cure of both of those.
Who cured? Who cured?
I said we.
Menace.
There was no we. There was no we about it.
Menace poured all the power into keeping that.
We all tried.
We all tried to.
You said we all helped.
But,
so go ahead. Keep going.
So maybe it is possible.
I would stutter when I was first here, and the cat informed me that I don't have to do that.
Yes.
And it took some practice, but I was actually able to at least stop my stuttering here in the Dreamlands. You might be able to stop the palsy here.
Yes, it could be perhaps psychosomatic. I don't know if that's a word yet.
I don't.
But
think
also
it
at the
is.
same time, if you successfully
okay.
stop it now,
In the mind.
that'll be something that people will notice who've been around you a little bit.
That is also true.
True. Good point.
It is good to think of it, though. I mean, it troubled me over and over that this be a dream, and yet I'm stuck with the same damage.
Typically, when you would dream before all this, did you have it?
I never dreamt like this before.
Okay.
Mostly,
I've had some very vivid dreams, but nothing to this.
No. This is something else entirely. Mostly, well, most of my dreams that were not this are really not the type to recall.
Okay.
Loren Hutton.
Yeah.
You've had some terrible dreams.
Oh, yes.
So, when he
This is
says something
why-
about dreams or something not to recall, you can commiserate and certainly feel that.
I've had some bad experiences since coming west myself.
In truth, it was in pursuit of burying such dreams that I found this one. Which is, I suppose, ironic.
Yes. It is.
The mixture that I took the last I remember sleeping in the real world was intended to bury precisely those dreams, and instead sent me here.
Oh, you came here via drugs?
Precisely.
Okay. Well, I don't know how Miss Eldridge got here, but I had drank a strangely colored liquid from a vial that I bought from a house that what's the term for them? Well, I mean, they were supporters of the South.
Right.
No, they were Confederate soldiers.
Confederates. Yeah.
There was Confederate sailors on board the Sea Ghost, at least.
Yeah.
And the other men were smugglers. You never really found out who a lot of the dead guys were, because
The word you're looking for is traitor. They were traitors.
Yes.
I like that. That's a coin for Kevin.
So it's.
Yes.
How did you get here, Eldridge?
Okay.
Yes, I drank probably the exact same potion that you did.
Okay.
Something very similar. I found it in my dear friend, my dear, uh, wait, is belated? No, wait, belated? Bur what's the word for dead?
Deceased.
Yeah, but
Deceased.
all right, fine. Deceased friend, Eleanor Hamilton, right? I think.
Yes.
Were you looking
Um,
for Departed? Departed was the word
Departed.
you're looking
I
for?
bet you were looking for Departed.
Dear Departed.
it was something like that, sure, yeah. Departed works. Uh, yes, I found it in her house, when I went to, uh, well, I actually missed her funeral, sadly, but,
Such as it was.
I went to investigate her death and, was given access to her house, and she had some very interesting books in her library, a secret library, um,
That's
as
awesome.
well as this potion that said drink to dream. And I got back home to Seattle and I was just so curious. I've always had vivid dreams, mine mostly positive, though. And so I just drank it because I like dreaming. And here I am.
So maybe whatever was in the potions you two consumed was similar to what I
Yeah.
used. What I used was advertised as a mixture of green and black lotus,
Mm-hmm.
Well, we
Smoked
can.
yours.
in proportion that I'm afraid I don't know the exact chemical composition of.
That does.
Also,
That-
a measure of indica cannabis.
that does give us a idea
So when
of if we needed to come back.
well, I still have a fair amount.
Yes, but are you towards the East Coast?
No.
You're in Seattle as
Yes,
well, right?
at Battery
Oh, what did I
Point.
think?
At Battery Point, Seattle.
For some reason, I thought you were in New York.
He does have like an accent, like an Eastern accent. I do believe he said he was part of a New York regiment during the war.
Yeah, Brooklynite,
Okay.
actually.
Mm-hmm.
This accent you're hearing is Brooklyn, not New York.
And then you were stationed at Lewis McCord or Lewis, I guess Camp Lewis so far.
Camp Lewis, yes, at
McCord
Battery
yet?
Point, Camp Lewis in Seattle.
Yes.
So that's
All
just
right.
that's just my current assignment. Born and raised in Brooklyn. Thank you very much.
All right.
Right.
Not to be confused with New York.
I mean, it's also very odd that
Bunch of pride.
we're all relatively close to one another. That's odd.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the geography of where one enters affects who one meets.
That could be.
Hmm.
I came
Or
in
maybe
with
we have something else in common.
I came in with Jimenez and
Hazard.
Mr. Hazard.
Well, if the potion you took contains something as a mixture of the lotuses, indica
Yeah,
cannabis, and a diffusion of alcohol.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know what exactly it contained. I listened to a talking cat in my dreams.
Well, I do vaguely
I was
recall
going through some dark times.
I vaguely recall the mix, and I don't know the exact mix of the lotus. That I acquired from a friend of mine in San Francisco. But the solution of indica cannabis was at 6%, mixed with a diffusion of alcohol.
Hmm.
I thought you smoked
Okay.
yours. Did you drink yours?
Oh, no,
Alonzo?
it's made as a diffusion and then soaked and then smoked.
It is smoked.
So, yeah.
Okay, that's what for
Yeah.
some reason I had the idea that you smoked it like in an opium den, or that you
Oh.
at least got it from
Well,
like an
I
opium.
have my own pipe, but yes.
Right. Okay. So are you in your own home, Alonzo, or
No,
was
I'm
this
actually
in an opium den or some kind of a?
no, I'm in my room in the barracks at Camp Lewis.
Okay,
That's where my physical form is.
gotcha. Because you're an officer.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
That's why I was so worried was because I locked the door which means that other than breaking the door down, I was like, if I'm 90 days in, my body is dead.
They
I'm
would,
starved.
you know, they would have broken the door down if you didn't come up the next morning and there's no response. And so
Yeah,
at least that,
somebody would have
but
they'd have had to knock the door down to get in.
they
So
could
somebody
keep
would have
you
probably done
alive.
that.
They could keep you alive. Of course,
Yeah,
they got to put like a tube down your throat and put mashed
um,
food in it. And
yeah,
yeah, it's a terrible,
yeah. Let's better not.
Ugh.
it would be a
No,
terrible
I just
way.
yeah. The point is that I made a point of locking the door before I smoked
Hmm.
up. So if somebody wants in, they'll have to kick the door down.
All right.
It's an ordinary door though, so it's not like I can't do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, I wanted just to make you all aware of what I saw and that we should probably try to keep a few things a little bit closer to the vest for a while.
Oh, I
Yes,
agree.
and maybe try to find out more about our captain and
Well,
subtly
we'll be
investigate.
in
Yes.
we'll be in what is that place?
Tomorrow, sometime tomorrow, Celephaïs, you should be,
We'll be in Celephaïs by
because this is
tomorrow, and
the
then we
second
can
day.
be done.
All
We
right.
can be done
Yeah.
with the man if you
True.
please.
According to
Yeah.
him,
We
it's
need
True.
we need to go. He can sail off to wherever it pleases him, and we can continue in whatever direction that it pleases us.
That's a good point. I suppose it might not matter all that much to our larger goals,
No, not
uh,
particularly.
going to the moon and such.
If
Is
the
that
man
what
is
we're planning on doing? If we can?
if the man is a
I
smuggler or a pirate, it matters little from our perspective, doesn't it?
Right.
No reason to interfere with his business. I assumed, based on the people he knew back in Laneth, that he was either smuggler or pirate.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just
I assumed you knew that.
yeah. It just might benefit us to potentially not hang around too long.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. We'll arrive
Yeah.
at Celephaïs and we'll be about our way, and he
Yeah.
will be off to wherever
To
it
the
is. That
moon!
and his next port of call is wherever it takes him.
Yep.
To the moon, to the moon. I can't wait to see the moon. So excited.
okay.
I'll admit, I'm excited to see that too. That's the thing I never thought I would have occasion to.
Yeah. It'll be interesting.
And I thought the aeronauts were crazy, and yet here I am contemplating this.
We don't have when do we get airplanes? That's not
No.
till
That's not what he's talking about.
Aeronauts are
aeronauts. I don't know
balloonists,
what
aren't they?
even.
Yes,
Balloons, people in balloons, aeronauts.
Hot air balloons.
They were hot air balloons were
Okay.
used during the Civil War for like,
Really?
Spotting.
spotting.
Yes.
Thank you. I couldn't think of the word. I was thinking scouting, and I was like, that is not right.
not,
But
Yeah.
for
not to
spotting
mention,
and that kind of stuff.
fun
I
fact,
did not know that.
the
Mhm.
Civil War also saw what are arguably the first aircraft carriers.
They launched balloons from ships.
Yes, both sides.
I did not know
deployed,
that.
What?
Both sides deployed ships that were designed to launch and recover a balloon.
Yep.
If that's not an aircraft carrier, what the hell is it?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah,
new
totally.
information. I love it.
That
Primitive, but
is
yes.
That's cool. Okay.
And
mind
the
blown.
ironclads.
So,
And submarines.
yeah, the submarines didn't work very well.
Oh, one
The
more.
ironclads work
Well,
great.
maybe.
Oh, the Confederate submarine Hunley worked just fine once.
Yeah, but everybody died on board,
Yeah.
didn't they? So
Yeah.
I would not consider that a success. We sunk
Well,
a ship. We lost the
Yeah, I mean,
submarine and its crew.
yeah, but it sunk a ship, so mission accomplished.
I don't know, man. That seems extreme. I guess you're
Yeah.
correct in this assumption, but man,
Mission 1 was sink enemy ship. They did that. Mission 2, survive, not so much.
not so much. Okay.
At least 50-50.
So that night, each of you can make a listen check,
All right.
unless your character specifically is a heavy sleeper.
Oh gosh, I failed.
Heavy sleeper. Quite the opposite.
God,
Oh,
good,
and look
good.
at that. An extreme success.
Extreme. Okay. So Isabella's rolling.
Ooh, probably not 73.
With the
think my
creaking of
listen's
the
bad.
ship, Shaeder, you wake up in the middle of the night. It's very dark. The lantern's been blown out hours earlier. You probably have one of your portholes are probably open to let in a nice sea breeze. You can hear the sloshing of the sea on the ship, but there's also the sound of footsteps coming not from directly outside your door, but it appears that they are leaving the. There's a little corridor. There are three different cabins. The one in the back is Wabo Cabos, and then the two on the sides. One is like a galley, a kitchen, that kind of thing. You think that what's his name, Gnarly Wink, is sleeping in there right now because this is probably where he usually sleeps, and it sounds like somebody's leaving this area. You know what I mean? Like walking in the corridor and opening the door out onto the deck.
But they're not coming toward us.
No, no, whoever it is came from this area, but is heading out on deck. Maybe it's just Captain Wabo Cabo or Gnarly Wink who are like
Well,
changing their shifts or something because you know they keep 4 hour
I'm gonna,
shifts all night long and that kind of thing.
yeah, I'm gonna roll out of the hammock quietly and have a little look, see who it is.
You push the door open. These doors don't have locks on them. You have noticed there is a lock on Captain Wabo Cabo's door. Um, and you can see the door to the deck has just closed. Whoever it is has gone out there.
Okay, I'm gonna move through our door, move up to the other one, and do a little
Yeah.
basically see who it was.
Aaron, you want this to be you? Or do you want it
Uh,
to be Gnarly Wink? Because it's your choice
yeah.
of who's supposed to be doing whatever's happening.
Yeah, it could be me. That's fine. I don't
Okay.
care.
So you see Wabo Cabo. It looks like
Say,
he's gone out on deck and
actually,
he's looking over your head, actually, like up towards the quarter deck. And he just kind of
Okay,
motions up that direction. And then he heads forward and he goes to the let me pull up this map again of the ship so
He's
I can
frozen.
refresh my memory. He's heading towards the main deck hatch. That's really the only way to the cargo hold. Is this? Oh, do we
you're
lose?
fine. You're fine.
Okay. The only way to the cargo hold is this main deck hatch. There's no like ways that you know of. Maybe there are hidden doors or something, but to lead down into the cargo hold.
okay. I'm
And
gonna
that's where he's going. He's just heading down into the cargo hold.
okay. I'm gonna stay where I am,
Hmm.
or unless I can find a better hiding
Oh,
spot to watch from.
I am mistaken. Okay, he's waiting there for a few moments. You're looking for a better hiding spot than in this. You're in a corridor with a door just cracked right now.
Yeah, I don't think there's a better place to hide. So I'll stay right where
Probably not.
I've got eyes on him. So I'll stay where I am, and if he comes back this way, I'll just retreat to our room.
Okay. You see some crewmen come out from the forecastle,
Okay.
and they seem to meet with him, and he seems to be expecting them.
Okay.
And then they all head down into they open up the hatch and they head down into the main cargo hold.
Okay.
One of them's
I'll
carrying
stay.
something that's like glowing, like looks like red hot coals maybe. It's hard to tell exactly from this distance. Oh, give me a spot hidden, and you might actually be able to note or make a guess as to what it is.
Okay. Hold on. No, I
Okay,
cannot.
you're not sure, except that it gave off like a glow, like hot coals or something to that effect. There's two men, two crewmen, and Captain Wabo Cabo.
And they're going down to the hold where
They're
we
going
saw
into the main
where
hold.
he said there were things that were burned, and he's carrying something
Uh,
Did we look?
that could be fire.
could be, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna actually
Said we
stay
were
where I.
gonna look, but
What I'm gonna
sorry.
do is I'm gonna if no one is around
Oh, I
me at the
forgot about
moment,
that.
I'm gonna retreat. Well, we probably haven't done it yet. Then I'm gonna retreat to our room
Hmm.
and quietly wake the others,
Okay. Yeah, you do so. You can wake them
and then
up.
I'm gonna quickly tell them what I saw, and then I'm gonna return to where I was and keep an eye on the deck. I'm
Okay.
assuming they're gonna come back out of the cargo hold at some point.
Um, quite a bit of time passes.
Okay.
You're guessing it's an hour?
Well, I have a decent sense of time by watching
Yeah,
watching the sky.
that's fine if you wanna wait that long. It is an hour before they come back out of the deck.
Okay. And see
Um,
what they do next.
actually, the crewman hands off to the captain this thing that was glowing, but it's the same shape as this thing that was glowing before. It's no longer glowing. You now notice that the other crewman is carrying some kind of sticks or rods or something. You're not sure what exactly that is. Um, but they converse for a very short time, and then they turn each a different direction, and the crewmen head back for the forecastle. And Captain Wabo Cabo is heading back towards heading back
Okay.
towards that door.
Then I'll retreat back to our room.
Okay. Um, the other two of you, there was an hour. Uh, he woke you
And
up,
Time
told you what was
check.
I
going
told them
on.
I was gonna watch.
Yeah, it depends if they just lay in bed. It's going to require a con check to stay awake. But otherwise, was there anything you wanted to do while he was watching, or are you just trying to stay awake, or are you just going
I'm,
back to sleep?
I'm gonna try to stay awake.
Okay, give me a con check. Does Isabella want to stay awake? Nervous as to what is happening?
Ooh, I fell asleep.
She's soon.
I guess I'm curious.
Okay,
I'll try to stay
make me a
awake.
con check to see if you stay awake. It's so comfortable. The way the
Yeah,
rocking of the ship is
I'm
kind
on the
of.
fence.
If you fail, it
Six.
doesn't matter. You just fall back asleep. Uh oh. Okay, what'd you do?
Nope,
No?
fail.
Okay. So both of you are watching the door, kind of trying to keep yourself awake. You're kind of, you're trying to think of things that are interesting. And pretty soon you're sleeping. It doesn't take too long. So Schrader, you come back into Shader. You come
And they're
back into
both
the room.
asleep.
Yes, you can hear heavy breathing from both of them. I mean, you realize it has been quite a while. Your knees, I mean, your feet kind of are sore from just standing there, like peeking out for that long. And crew members moved about the deck occasionally, but not very much in the night. Um,
Yep.
Walked the deck once or twice during that hour. Didn't seem to really bother looking in your direction even. So, um,
So
yeah.
what I'll do is I'll close the door and
Mm-hmm.
I'll listen, see
Mm-hmm.
if the captain goes past to his room.
Thump, 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 thump. Yeah, you hear him walk. He doesn't. He stops and he actually goes to the galley across. You hear
Okay.
like
I'll do that again. Push the door slightly so I can see.
the galley door's open, but you can't see him. He's in a portion of the galley that is cut off from your view from
Okay.
that door.
But
There's like a clunking
he went into the
noise.
galley.
I'm sorry. Say again.
He went into the galley.
Yeah, it's the room right across from the corridor from you. There is a map of the ship in character text down Darker Trails to clarify for anybody who wants to see it. Um,
Okay.
but he's in there for only a few minutes. You hear some bumping around, very quiet bumping around, and then he comes back out. Aaron, you can make a spot check. I need this to be with a penalty die. There's no lantern lit in this corridor right now. It's very dark. No.
Oh, yeah, no,
You
fail.
don't notice Alonzo for a moment. You're afraid that he just saw you, and what flashes through your head is he's just gonna like kick the door and come barreling into your room. But then he turns, and you think that he might have overlooked you, and he goes back to his cabin. Oh, wait, he did turn. He pulled the door closed. One thing that everybody does on the ship all the time is they close doors because if they don't, they start banging against walls and stuff like that. So he carefully closed the door, just like he closed the door to the deck when he came in. Obviously, he goes back to his own room. You hear him rattle with a key or something, and then he goes into his cabin.
Okay. I'll secure the door that I was looking through.
Okay, yeah, click, it's closed.
And
Another good
oh,
night's work, Captain.
yeah, I don't think I'm doing much sleeping the rest of tonight.
Okay, yeah, okay. The rest of the night passes uneventfully. Give me a con check, Shader, if you actually lie down in your bunk. If you want to stay up and like walk around to keep awake or whatever, you can, and that won't require a
Um,
check. But if you lay back down in the hammock, you might fall back asleep.
yeah, no, I think I'll stay. I'm just going to stay up then. I'm not going to bother laying back down.
Okay. What about the other two, Hutton and Eldridge? Wait, did you wake them back up when you went back in?
No,
No. Okay. Yeah.
there's
Okay.
nothing. There's
You
nothing else that they need to
Sleeping.
see at this point. I'll tell them what I saw in the morning.
you're quite tired the next morning. Um, and the other two had a very nice sleep. It was interrupted in the night, but it was very, very restful.
And
The
in the
scene
morning
was
before
on.
anyone goes anywhere, I'll tell them
Okay.
all that happened.
So nothing much, I guess. Then, although, well, wait, let's go look at the cargo holds. Go check on the zebras.
That's
You
exactly
said
what
we
I
were
think.
gonna.
Let's do that.
All
Let's
right.
do that after breakfast.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
You
will
you
eat,
Yes.
and
can
then
you
we
have
will take some
breakfast.
food to the zebras.
Okay. All three of you are
Which I
going
mean,
in like a,
I
a
think
huddle.
I think I think just two of us.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe just two of us.
Who's
Yeah,
going?
I
Well,
am.
I've seen it,
Yeah.
so I really don't need to be
Or
down there.
back.
But I'm also the one who's taking care of zebras.
Well, we'll trade tasks for today.
There you go. What are you supposed to be doing?
What am I doing?
Swabbing decks. Oh
Oh
boy.
man.
I don't think I had a task
You've probably
really,
been doing those
but
kind of things too, or else you've been mending sails. Probably they have you mending
sure.
sails. You're a woman.
Because
Okay, I
that's
can.
woman's work.
Women can mend sails really well. They're good at it. That kind of feeling sometimes persists. And
I mean,
do you have
it's
any
the
kind of sewing?
1870s,
Yeah, do you
so
have any
yeah.
kind of sewing skill? Craft sewing or anything like that?
Oh, I mean, what woman doesn't in this
No.
time?
Yeah, but does your character have it on her character
Are
sheet?
you?
Yes. She
Uh,
might not. She might just be an
no.
average. Okay, so you're just an average sewer. So you've never done a
I
lot of
think
like
every
needlework and
woman though, like, has
Hmm.
basic,
yeah,
you
5%.
in
Because you put so much work into honing your craft and your skill. I'll let you make a craft needlework skill, Josie, for the trip.
okay,
And if you make it, you might
25%.
actually no, it's 5%. Craft starts at
Oh,
5.
5.
Yeah, craft starts at 5. So if you make it,
But
hey,
don't
it
I
could
get?
get better.
But I'm a woman in the 1870s. Don't I get like a base?
No, 5%.
Okay,
You
fine.
could do it. You're just not great at it.
36.
Okay. So, no. There are quite a few coins in play because I've been popping them in for the good role play that I've been enjoying. But not that many. So yeah, you do an adequate job of it, but you're not gonna. Sewing
It's
sales
all
does not
wonky and stuff.
improve your crafting skill. Okay, is all I'm saying. So we just made that roll in case you rolled a 4 or something and be like, oh, you actually learned how to do needlework better by sewing up by mending sails. So Alonzo is going with Isabella. Is that what I'm
Yes.
hearing? Okay.
Yeah, and we're
And
taking
Lauren's
food,
stuck
food and water for the
with a
zebras.
bucket of seawater and a mop.
Yep.
Mhm.
Not his favorite, but at least it's out in the air. It's fresh air. You get to chat with some of the sailors. You two go down in there. Are you doing the zebras first, or you want to examine these crates first?
Let's provide the zebra food first.
Okay, yeah. There's some boxes that were brought along with oats and that kind of stuff. You
Yeah.
you feed your zebras. You make sure they have plenty of water. You send a bucket up to the water barrel, and it's filled up again and put down in there. And then you check out these crates. And the crates, Hutton was right. There are some scorch marks on the sides, as if there maybe have been a fire. But then around on the other side, there appears to be stamped in them, like burned into them, are some kind of markings that seem to indicate that this is wine that came from. Oh, I have to look on a map for this. This is wine from near. No, I don't like that. No, this is actually dilathline wine. Um, Dilathline ruby wine is what it's called, according to
And
the
that's what.
markings on these big crates. And you can
Okay.
actually hear bottles inside, kind of.
That was my
As the
next
ship
question.
as the ship moves, you can hear like the clink. Not much, but there is definitely something glass or you think it's glass in there that occasionally like one or another bumps slightly against each other.
Uh,
Right.
question. Do we smell the burning wood like it, it was recent?
Natural world
Yeah, I can do that.
Sure, I've got
would
some
give
of that.
me would give you an indication of how long ago these boxes were marked.
Yep. Let's see.
Aaron,
Ooh.
Yes, that's a base success for me.
success. Check it
Yes.
if it's a success. Both made success. Yes.
Yes.
These you can smell burning wood, especially close to it, like stronger than it should be. Um, when you touch these things, like charcoal comes off in such a way that it seems pretty fresh. Like these were not marked. They might have been marked 2 days ago, but it seems fresher than that to both of you.
Well, they had something that was glowing yesterday, so it could
Hmm.
be that this that would make
Right.
that would you last night would make sense from what we can tell
Yes.
here.
When you mentioned that, I was thinking perhaps they were going to do exactly this, to put labels on
Yeah.
false
Now,
labels, most likely.
now, none of the people who came back up were carrying bottles.
No,
So
you
if
don't
they
think
drank
so.
any of it,
One guy had a bunch of like sticks or something. You're not sure what that was about.
but they were not
Um,
Hmm.
bottles.
no,
There's a
you
difference
don't.
between a
You
stick
don't
and a
think there
bottle.
was nothing gleamed in the light like a bottle, that kind of thing. No.
Okay.
Well, anything could be in those bottles besides
This is true.
wine.
Although, honestly, not really our business.
True, I suppose. Unless it is, well, we can't really know what's in there unless we were to look or ask. So, oh well,
No,
interesting.
you know what's in there. You know what's in those crates because it says dilethylene ruby wine on the
And I
side.
do hear
In
We
the
bottles
know
clink.
there are bottles in the crates
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
that
yeah.
it's
Okay.
labeled
You know what it
wine.
says. Okay, I see what you're saying. I
We
see what
don't
you're
know
saying.
what's
I'm
actually
sorry.
in the bottle.
Okay. Is there any indication of anything else down here? Like, did
There's
they
a
leave anything
few.
on the floor? Did they move stuff that's
Uh,
visible?
no, it doesn't look like anything's been moved that you can see. Like there's not any real evident scrapes or anything like that. There are some ports that obviously lead down to the bilges. You can hear water sloshing around in there. Um, ships of even your time leak.
Yeah,
Um,
well, that's supposed to happen.
yeah, and the bilge is supposed to be there to capture. Well, there's heavy stones and shit down there. You'd guess to keep the ship upright, and water down there collects down there. They probably pump that out when they get to cities. You guess with very crude pumps. Um, well, actually, probably not terribly different from the pumps you would use on ships now. It's just a hand
Oh, yeah.
crank pump of some kind. Um,
That
so you
technology
could get
hasn't
down
changed
there.
much in centuries.
Say again.
That technology hasn't changed much in
Exactly.
centuries. It's a pump.
So yeah, it's a pump. So there are some hatches you can see, and they're just uh, they're like it's just a piece of wood. It's almost like a fuck. What are those things that you pile stuff on so you can lift with a forklift? Um,
Pallet.
Pellets.
it's almost like
Palette.
a pallet. You know what I mean? It fits into
Yeah.
place. It's got crisscrossing bars, but there are holes you can see down in there
Yeah.
with
So
a
it
little bit
prevents
of
you from
light.
fall.
It's
It
just
prevents you
water.
from falling through.
Yeah, exactly. But it's easy to access in case for some reason you need to get there for an emergency or
Yeah.
to open it up to put a pipe in so you can start a pump or whatever.
Yeah.
It's kind of
All
like
right.
the
So
one above,
nothing
except
interesting
the hatch above is bigger,
so far.
obviously much bigger, and has a smaller hatch that can be accessed. And then there's a steep ladder that leads down that obviously can be removed if cargo is being pulled out of the
Yeah.
ship.
All
It's
right.
a, it's
Well,
it's it's pretty well. It's all pretty well put together.
I think we've seen what we came to see, and we should be arriving today, right?
That's interesting. That's interesting. Captain Wabo Cabo said a day and a night,
And he
and
said two.
that comes to, well, yeah. I'm sorry, 2 days and 2 nights. But he seemed like precise about that. Like we're gonna be there in 48 hours, probably. Well, then you should be seeing land this morning.
Hmm.
But there hasn't been any call of land or anything like that. Just FYI.
Okay. Well, if we
Have
don't
we
see it
been
till
up?
later in the day,
We've been up to the deck so far
Hmm.
today, or
Yeah,
no?
you went. You had to get to the cargo hold. You have to cross the deck from the quarter deck. You have to come
because
from.
we left late in the day, so
No, you
we
left
should.
in the
If it's
morning. 2 days
I
ago.
thought we left. I thought we left later in the day
Mm-mm.
that day.
No, you
Okay.
spent one night in Heath and left immediately the next morning.
Okay. So if it's 2 days exactly, we should be arriving soon.
Yes.
Okay.
But also another night, right?
No,
Because 2 days,
this
two
is
nights.
this is technically your third day.
So
Your
we
first
should.
Oh,
Today is
day,
the.
you guys messed around. Not a whole lot happened. Second day was when Hutton noticed these burn marks. When he went down to feed the zebras, he had just not noticed it before that. Today is technically the third day. So a day, 2 days and 2 nights. You should be seeing the coast this morning.
Yeah.
Um,
Should be the day of arrival.
yeah,
Okay. Well, let's head back upstairs then.
yeah. You go back up on deck.
yeah,
People are still
yeah. I want to
working.
look for the land.
You don't see any land.
Where is
Well,
the
that's
captain?
weird,
Where is the captain, Captain Wabo Cabo? Where do you want to be? You could
Captain.
be on the quarter deck. You could be manning the tiller. You could be in your quarters. You could
Um,
be wandering around the deck. You could be up top if you want. Wherever
no,
you want to
The
be.
helm.
he's in his quarters right
Okay,
now.
yeah. So you don't see him. A quick look at the deck. You can see three crewmen, one on the tiller, one up in on top of the masthead. Say four crewmen. That's more crewmen than should be. And then one forward looks like he's doing some work. You can see Loren Hutton, and you can see Gnarlywink, who's also on the quarter deck, and appears to be working on some rope or something, doing some repair, kind of
Oh,
about the ship stuff.
I wonder if he's in his room then. If he's not anywhere else, let's find out by knocking.
And you
Why
would,
don't you do
yeah,
that?
he's got
And
to be
I
there.
want to ask someone up here
Okay, that's an excellent idea.
Because I'm suspicious of the captain, and so maybe not even the first mate, but I want to ask just
Yeah,
I don't know, a crew member.
the guy who's steering. Oh no,
Okay, Andy is the guy who's steering the first mate, or a different guy?
No, the first mate is Mr.
Okay.
Gnarlywink, and he's up on the
Okay.
quarterdeck, but he's not actually at the tiller. At the tiller, you recognize Flax Whifflestream.
Okay, whoever that guy is, I want to go talk to him at the helm or whatever.
Okay,
Steering.
hello.
Hello, Mr.
I'm
I
Flax.
forgot
You can
your
just call me
name.
Flax.
Mr. Flax. Yes. Hi.
What?
Where are we? I thought we were supposed to arrive today.
I'm not the navigator. I was just
But
told to keep
you're
this
at the
course
helm.
towards the sun, east. But I'm not the navigator.
Hang
Gnarlywink
on.
says, Mr. Flax doesn't know anything about navigation. Wait, I gotta give him a voice, an actual voice.
I gotta look at the map because
Mr.
I'm trying to remember which direction we're supposed to be going.
Remember, Mr. Gnarlywink smells like fish and olive oil. And here he is. There he is, Mr. Gnarlywink. It's all
Oh,
blurry.
right.
He says,
The
Yeah,
map.
he says,
I think his picture is in
Whifflestream
somewhere.
doesn't know anything about navigation. But we're
Uh,
on course.
We are supposed to be going north
Hold on. Do you
east.
have that map with you?
Uh,
Or is
I
it in
have.
your room tucked in your bag?
I probably always have my sketchbook. I mean,
Oh yeah, that's fair enough. You have it. It's right there. You flipped it open.
yeah. I flip it open and
Yeah.
look at the
Keep
map.
going then. It says we're on course.
On course. No. How? When are we supposed to arrive then? Because I thought we were supposed to arrive today at
The
some
wind was
point.
fairly fair yesterday. We should get there sometime today. That's what I would
Sometime
think.
this afternoon, perhaps.
Perhaps.
Okay. I certainly hope so. I hope we didn't get blown off course or something. That would be very unfortunate.
No. Let's make him a navigate roll.
Psychology.
I am certain that we are on course. Yeah, make a psychology check. Ooh.
I think. See.
Come on, critical fail.
Yeah, fail.
Just a
Damn
regular
it.
failure? Okay. Whatever you feel like.
Yeah.
If you don't trust this guy and you think he's lying, you think he's lying. If you just don't know. Or if you just don't know. Whatever you think is what you think.
I'm gonna say I'm not sure,
Okay, yeah.
but I'm suspicious.
He seems certain that they're on
So I
course.
glare at him.
Okay, he glares back. You're like giving
We're
him
just
the
in a glare
stink.
battle.
Yeah, the two of you are giving the stink eye to each other. Are you questioning
And then I
my navigation skills?
Oh,
go.
Because I am the navigator of this ship. Aaron, do
Well-
you have a very good navigation? Is it over 50?
Me?
No, it's not over
Okay,
50.
he still says he's the navigator of this ship. No, he's talking to Aaron.
Okay.
I am the navigator of this ship. And as long as we follow
Well,
the rising
I am
sun,
gonna go.
we'll be fine. We just put it
I
just to our
certainly hope so,
starboard.
sir.
Or what?
We shall see what your skills truly are.
Yes, you will.
I'm not sure.
You certainly will. He's
I
grumbling,
hope that you are a man of
mumbling
your
to
word.
himself. He just
I'm going to
grumbles.
go talk to the
He
captain.
mumbles.
Goodbye.
Okay.
I turn on my
And you're
heel
off.
and
You-
hop off.
You haughtily leave. Okay, Alonzo, you had already headed for the captain's cabin.
that's true.
Yeah, you
And I will-
pop. You gonna
I will knock on the door.
knock,
Yeah.
knock. Captain Wabo Cabo, do you keep your door locked during the day when you're in there and you're like doing shit, or do you just leave it open?
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
I'm assuming you probably lock it if you go out and you don't want anybody in there, but otherwise, yeah, knock on your door. Quick, look busy.
No.
Look like you know what you're doing.
Who is it?
It's Mr. Shaeder.
Yeah. Bother Mr. Gnarlywink. I'm too busy right now.
Quick question, if you don't mind. Aren't we supposed to arrive today?
Gnarlywink has all your answers.
Fine. I'll leave him to it for now.
Okay, so you arrive back on. Well, where do you want to go? Are you going to go back out on deck, Mr. Shaeder?
I will actually wait. I'll go up to the gangway and I'll wait for Miss Eldridge.
Okay, I'm stomping
up to the what?
straight to the.
Up to the gangway to wait for Miss Eldridge.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, you stomp down into the corridor, and you see Mr. Shaeder is just standing there, not kind of between the two doors to the galley and to the room that y'all have been given.
Okay, because I'm trying to go straight to Wabo Cabo, wherever his quarters are.
And I'm doing like, come talk to me.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Come talk to me.
Yes.
Where's Hutton?
Yeah, last you saw Hutton, he was swabbing the deck. He was
Hold
working
on a
his
moment.
way.
I'm gonna go grab Mr. Hutton.
Yeah, you can.
Just stay put a moment if you would.
What?
I'm gonna go up and grab Mr. Hutton.
I'm gonna go talk to the captain. I'll meet you back here.
He's not answering the door, but you're welcome to try.
I'm still kind of in a huff, so I'm like, I have a word for him.
I will get out of your way, and I'll go find Hutton.
Okay, yeah, he's on deck. We'll go to Hutton first. Hutton's just swabbing. Basically, you get a bucket full of seawater, and you just are cleaning the deck as best you can with it. Okay. It's boring, but you're out in the sun. There's a nice breeze blowing. Some of the other sailors chat with you on occasion, talking to you about Dreamland stuff. It's just like, oh, interesting. So yeah, that's where you find Mr. Hutton.
So, a quick thought, if I may.
Yeah.
We're supposed to arrive today, says the captain.
Yeah.
I see land nowhere. So either we are delayed, or they don't know where they're going, or, worst case scenario,
they know exactly.
They're going somewhere other, yes.
Yeah.
In which case, things may take a turn for the ugly.
I'm actually going to look, because I do have navigate. And that we are going in...
Okay, yeah.
Are we going in the right direction?
Yeah, you can make a navigation check. Wait a minute, the sunrise is in the west here! What?
Just made it. Just made it, 30.
Yeah, you're supposed to head an easterly course. They've been keeping the morning sun just off the starboard bow in the front, which would put you on a course just slightly north of east. So as long as that's the course that you are supposed to take, then, and you think it is,
then
you should be on course.
I generally think we're on the right course.
So either perhaps we are delayed, or Captain simply failed to understand the length or breadth of the sea.
That could be it. I mean, definitely something I think we need to keep eye on.
Now, of course, delays are very much among sailing vessels, so I'm not prepared to panic yet. But another day or so, and I shall be.
Yeah, I think if we're not there in another day or so, there's
and cause for concern.
And maybe we need to keep an eye on the horizon and make sure they're not adjusting the sails and putting us in different directions.
True that.
Does anyone have a pilot ship?
And be concerned, I suppose, with what they were doing in the cargo hold last night.
What?
Suddenly, I told you about that.
Yeah, he came
Oh,
into the room, woke you
yeah.
all, said, "Hey, this is happening.
Yeah, sorry, I was
I'm gonna
half
go
asleep.
keep an eye on them." And then left, and you're like, "Well, it's up to you." Maybe Lauren Hutton just thought that was a dream, and fell almost
No,
immediately back to sleep. Okay, so yeah, he did kind of fill you in. He just did info dump, and then left again. And you're like, "Oh,
And
we
if
gotta
they,
stay awake. We better stay awake." And the next thing you know, it's morning. You're opening your eyes and there's light in the room, and
yeah,
Shader's in the corner smoking a cigarette or whatever. He's like, he's kind of pacing or something like that to stay awake.
and come to think on it, if they do such a thing every night, it might behoove us to station ourselves where we might see it.
yeah, yeah. Um, I really just, we might want to be careful and not upset anybody and get thrown overboard.
Hmm.
Meanwhile,
Hopefully, it doesn't come to a fight.
Yeah.
Miss Eldridge, how do you approach? You know where Captain. Oh, you're knocking. Very nice. I thought you just burst in. Okay, knock, knock, knock,
No,
Captain Cabo.
I'm knocking loudly.
Okay, it's a louder knock.
I
Yeah.
said go bother Captain,
No,
not Captain,
just
Mr.
Gnarly-
Gnarlywink.
Mr. Gnarlywink.
Captain, it's me, Miss Eldridge.
Well, still, go
I
bother. Go
I
take
already
all your
talked to-
questions with Mr. Gnarlywink. Then he has given you everything that you need to know.
I'm just wondering when we are supposed to arrive because I thought we would see land by now, and I'm looking at my map that I have here that I drew of the Dreamlands, and we're supposed to arrive today. Why have I not seen land? Where are we?
Well, the wind hasn't been very favorable now, has it? But would you know that? Do you know what it takes to pilot a ship? So, in best case scenario, yes, we would have been there by now, but the wind has been less than fair.
Sounds
has it?
I suggest you shouldn't bother me with such trivial questions. We have things under control. We should get there sometime today.
Sometime today. I am not sure that I believe you, sir. But I certainly hope that you are also a man of your word, as I said to your first mate up on deck just a minute ago.
Now, we can't control the weather, now can we? So, like I said, 2 days, best case scenario. Otherwise,
it's been 2
worst
days.
case scenario, we should
Thursday.
worst case scenario, we should arrive there sometime tonight.
All right, well, hope we do.
Or else.
Good day, Captain. And I turn on my heel and stomp off back
Stomp
towards
off. Okay.
everybody
Shader,
else.
you and Hutton were having your conversation on deck, right?
Yes.
Next to the bucket. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, Isabella, where do you want to go? Do you want to go find them, or do you just go back to your cabin and brood?
Sure, I'll sulk a little.
Okay, you're
Look at my map
back
again
in your
and be
cabin,
like,
looking out the window. Maybe lands off that way.
I'm
Damn it.
trying to like calculate like how far I think that distance is on my map, and like,
It's difficult.
I'm trying to do like math in my head, but that's not really
Exactly. You're
my
not sure how fast
thing,
this
so-
ship is going.
Mm.
There's a lot of variables that are
Yeah.
hard to pin down.
She's trying to figure it out, but it's not her wheelhouse, so
Correct.
she's confused.
And annoyed that she's being treated poorly. Anyway, yeah.
Someone questions you at your job. How would you react?
Yeah. The day continues to pass. Noon comes and goes with a light meal of hardtack and beef jerky, as well as a few limes for the crew and the passengers. You can suck on those.
Mojitos!
You have a dreaming ability. No, mojitos aren't a thing yet. But you could make yourself something to put the lime in and then squirt lime in. You could make some tea. I don't know. Whatever.
I think mojitos might be a thing for us by now. I'm pretty sure.
No.
Kevin, do
By
you know this,
1877?
right?
I'm not sure.
No, thanks.
I don't. Most cocktails like that are 20th century.
Yeah.
Yeah, but mojitos are one of the first cocktails. And they were made on like ships because of scurvy.
I think you're thinking of rum punch.
The
No, I'm
mojito
thinking
is
of mojitos.
believed to have originated in Havana in the 16th century.
Oh,
Cuba. The mojito
See?
cocktail. And its name are lost in
Told ya.
time. A medicinal
so,
drink.
It's a really old cocktail.
Wow.
oh yeah.
Okay.
Wow, did not know that.
Maybe
Good
it
to
was
know.
invented by Sir Francis Drake. Ooh. It is punch, though,
Look.
Kevin. It's Cuban punch as opposed to Jamaican punch,
Punch, yeah.
which is what the British did. White rum, sugar, lime juice, soda water, and mint. But they're only giving everybody one lime. So,
For
and
the
would
whole
Isabella
trip
Eldridge
or
have had
a
a
day?
mojito? Huh? Say again, sorry.
1 lime per day
Yeah,
or
everybody
per
gets a lime per day.
person
That's
per
all you
trip?
need to keep your vitamin C up enough so you don't get scurvy, basically.
That's way more than enough for a
Yeah, it's a lot.
few mojitos.
Apparently, Captain Wabo Cabo doesn't wants his men healthy.
We're short-handed. We need
Well,
every
what
rum we can get.
Vitamin
So yeah.
C.
Anyway,
Well, let's see if we see land by the end of
tick, tick,
today.
tick, 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 tick. The clock keeps ticking away. Um,
That sun's starting to get pretty low.
it is starting to get pretty low, and you're like, what? When a call comes from the masthead. Land ho! Um, and he points.
Sigh of relief.
He gives an indication ahead of the ship. Um,
Good.
and that's when that Mr. Gnarly Wink goes down, knocks on your door to let you know land has been spotted, Captain Wabo Cabo, and then he goes to the forecastle, and he's looking as if he is trying to examine the land from this distance. But it is like 7-8 miles away when first spotted. Although you do get there fairly quickly, within an hour, you can see land. You're coming up on land, and there is a city there. Um, You can see the glittering minarets of a fabulous city, the untarnished marble walls with their bronze statues, you pass by a river where a great stone bridge crosses it. Um, then rise the green gentle hills behind the town, with their groves and gardens of asphodels and small shrines and cottages upon them. And far in the
What?
background, purple ridges of some hills of some kind, potent and mystical. Ooh, you
Is
see
it
the harbor,
Majesty?
huh? You see the harbor is
Purple Mountain Majesty?
sure. You see, no, they're hills. They're not mountains.
Is
The
it America?
harbor is full of painted galleys, um, and it looks like the entire city is just gorgeous. Um, Captain Wabo Cabo, you recognize Celephaïs from on deck. I'm assuming you came up on deck
Yeah, I
at
have a
some point.
question, just real quick. What are those? What'd you say, Gaffigal? What was that G word about? I'm not sure I understood what that.
Gardens of Asphodels?
Asphodels. Yeah, what are
Plants. I'll have to
asphodels?
look them up. I don't know.
Okay, okay, that's fine.
Uh, yeah. Um,
Foliage. Yeah,
yes.
foliage.
Definitely lots of foliage.
All right, that's fine. I was like, I just never. I don't think I ever heard that word before. So, all right.
I'm looking
Anyway,
it up now because now you got
Haven't
me
either.
wanting to know.
I'm sorry.
You better be. Asphodels. There we go. Yeah, they're flowers.
Oh, okay.
It's a genus of many perennial flowering plants. So
Okay.
there's a lot of different types of asphodels.
Okay. So various flowering plants.
In gaming text, Down Darker Trails, there's a map of a great city. Um, you can see on the west side, the side that you're approaching, you can see the harbor, um, a very large harbor full of beautiful ships. Um, the walls appear to be, let's see, yeah, marble walls. There appears to be a palace that seems to be behind walls of polished quartz. And it appears that the palace might be made of some kind of rose crystal. So a pinkish crystal is what this giant palace is made out of. And you can see that because it's on a hill even over these marble walls that you're seeing the city from. Um, Mr. Narlywick is shouting orders. The crewmen are scurrying about the deck as the ship comes in and pulling in the sail, um, slowing the vessel considerably as it approaches. It is evening. You can see that the sun is just starting to set. So this actually took you 2.5 days to get here, not just the 2 days. Um,
Okay, so not bad, not bad.
there appears to be some kind of large turquoise temple in the center of the city that you can make out over the walls. It is also quite large. Um, and yeah, and there looks like there are plenty of taverns along the wharves of the docks. The great doors of the city appear to be made of bronze. They're huge. You can see men on the parapet wearing shining armor that's engraved and enameled, and often has gold filigree and that kind of thing all over it. Very fanciful armor that you think, oh, that couldn't work. I mean, it's just got to be for show, right? But something tells you, no, no, that stuff will that'll stop a sword if need be. And pretty soon the Scarlet Phoenix pulls up to the dock. The crewmen are throwing ropes. Men along the dock are helping. Everything looks brand new. Like these docks look like they were built yesterday. The paint is fresh, or the yeah, everything is fresh on them. It looks totally like everything is brand new. The walls, there are no cracks, there are no climbing vines. Everything is just beautiful, as if the entire place had just been built uh, recently. Many of the buildings have towers capped with minarets of bronze or copper. They fly gaily colored pennants from their spires. Um, and then, of course, the tallest towers, the most slender spires, and the brightest pennants belong to the beautiful rose crystal palace that you saw from the water, which your characters don't know the name of yet. It won't take long to find that out. But yeah, Celephaïs is beautiful. The men along on who work the docks are all everybody's young. It seems like and vibrant. Um, when they pull the ship in, they tie it close to the dock. A gangplank is thrown down so that you can disembark, and the crewmen start to work at several crewmen head down into the cargo hold. A large wooden crane. One of them goes onto the Gnarly Winks goes onto the dock, talks to some men. There's a crane at the end of the dock which starts to come over and starts lowering a rope into the hold. The crewmen are actually lifting the zebras out with the crane and just putting them on the ship before they're taking them off through the gangplank, as opposed to like pulling them all the way to the dock. And then they get working on these crates that you saw. These dozen crates or so that were down in there.
Okay, good. So
So
we're
like there's
here.
a flurry of activity everywhere. It's evening. Lights are starting to come on all over the place, all around you. In the distance, on the hills, sometimes you can see all these twinkling, beautiful twinkling, perfect lights everywhere.
I want to draw that. And the palace.
Yeah, this is your Planeth was like going into the past 500 years to just a regular city. This is
Mhm.
like you're definitely in the Dreamlands.
More
How can that?
beautiful than Zakarian?
Yeah, oh, definitely. Zakarian had some problems. Zakarian was a city, and you noticed things about it. Sometimes there were scuffs. Sometimes they were missing cobblestones, that kind of thing that hadn't been repaired yet. Whatever, it wasn't perfect. This city looks like somebody just built it. Everybody moved in real quick, and now they're going about having fun. It's almost like if you see for the players, you see a television set, and it always looks just right. You know what I mean, or something like that. Even if
Yeah.
it's a little
Hmm.
cluttered or something, it looks everything you could tell people placed every object, and that's how this feels.
Mm. Like the Game of Thrones uh intro scene thingy,
I don't know. I
kind
don't
of.
watch. I've never watched Game of Thrones, so I have no idea. Sorry.
Well, it's very artistic. I don't know.
Everything is just very
Beautiful
beautiful. You
scene.
don't see any missing
There's
cobblestones.
nowhere, yeah, no
There's
weatherware.
nowhere at all.
Yeah, like
Yes.
City
everything's
of the future, maybe.
pristine,
This
Everything is
pristine.
yeah, pristine,
wasn't
perfect.
it that this? Yeah, this like time passes differently here, isn't that?
Who you asking? Just your friends?
Yeah, I'm saying that out
Companions.
loud.
Okay.
I could swear I recall
Yes.
someone saying time doesn't pass at all here, which is why they import wine.
Captain Wabo Cabo, you can overhear this conversation if you so desire.
Yeah, all right.
You could be nearby. I mean, you're busy, but yeah, they're just standing on the deck right now, just having a conversation.
Yeah, as time doesn't pass here. Everyone knows that.
I thought that's what I'd heard.
Oh,
It's just
right. Well,
suspicious.
yes, we've never been here, to this city, so we're new, to this part of the world. Oh God.
Where are you from in the Dreamland? Well, yeah. Where are you from? That's all he's gonna say. He's not gonna say in the Dreamlands.
Ulcer.
Ooh,
What are you rolling?
psychology.
Oh no.
Shit.
So
I
yeah,
mean, technically,
Give
it's
me
not
an
a lie.
opposing fast talk. No, you're trying to mislead
It's-
him. It is definitely a lie. So,
We are from Ulcer in Dreamlands. That's where we
no,
came
you can
from
justify it any way
first.
you want, but a successful psychology check picks that logic apart and goes, "Oh, they're trying to mislead me." So I'll
God.
give you a fast talk check, and we'll do opposed checks. I should have done this with you, Captain Wobble. Well, you weren't lying to anybody, so
nope.
you haven't. How'd you do, Josie? Fail? Critical fail?
Let's see.
Here, I'll tell you this.
What?
I made a hard success
Fail.
on my
And
psychology.
you made us fail. Okay,
Okay,
she is
it's a fail.
lying.
Okay.
Not too bad,
She
but
might be intimating.
yeah.
She's intimated they
I-
came from Ulthar. They don't. They never. They might have
That's
been
fine.
to Ulthar,
Right.
but they're not from Ulthar.
We came from Ulcer.
Oh yeah,
We
the
came from
Ivory
there.
Tower is quite spectacular, isn't it?
The what? What did you say? The Ivory Tower?
The Ivory Tower is quite spectacular, isn't it?
Do I remember an ivory tower in Ulcer?
Make me an intelligence check.
Ugh. I mean, I would remember it.
It was 2 months
Right.
ago that you were in
I
Ulthar.
don't. I
Do
think
you
I would
remember
remembered
it?
it. I don't
Then
think there was.
You said you wouldn't remember something that happened. Whatever.
Yo, got a 1 and 2 zeros. That's a 1.
Yep.
yeah,
That's a one.
Right?
That's a one.
one.
Okay, Aaron, what
Holy
Ivory
shit.
Tower are you talking about? Does this place exist? Or are you just making
No,
up some shit
I
to try
was
to fuck
making-
with
I'm
them?
making-
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought so.
You do not
What was that,
recall
intelligence?
an ivory tower. Yeah, your intelligence can't be changed by. If you roll an 01 in a luck check, let me know, because that could immediately raise your power potentially.
Oh, I wish it was luck.
No, it was just intelligence. There's no ivory tower there. I can't find the fucking map
Yeah.
of Ulthar, which is
I thought
annoying
so.
the shit out of me.
So yeah, so when he says that, I go, ivory tower in Ulcer? What?
Oh, I must be thinking of someplace else. Okay.
No, there's no ivory tower in Ulcer. You're trying to trick me, aren't you? I know Ulcer.
How's it
Okay.
feel, Aaron? Every time someone lies to Aaron and he gets a psychology check, I don't think you're telling me the truth. And now he's getting
No,
some right
I'm
back
okay
at
with-
him.
I'm okay with that. That's how it is.
It feels bad, doesn't it? It feels bad.
I don't care. It's a game.
Yeah, now I'm glaring at him.
Tear from Captain
Now I'm
Wobble.
doing a glare battle.
Oh, you're gonna glare
If he
at Captain
glares at
Wobble.
me back.
Sorry, go ahead. So
Yes. Anyway, so we have arrived, much like I said we would.
Yes, much later than you would.
Like I said, wind can be difficult. We do not have a very fast ship. We only have one sail, so the wind is pretty much the whole deal.
All right. Well, at least you got us here in one piece.
Oh yeah.
So,
Thankfully,
for
we
that.
didn't see any of those black ships on the horizon. That could have
Oh, yeah.
added quite.
what
Quite a
are
length of
those
time.
anyway?
The black galleys.
Yes,
Um,
we've heard of them, and we saw one on our last trip. Oh, we
That
don't
must have been
know.
way off in the distance because most people that see them don't get to talk about it.
Yes, we steered away. But our captain
Nobody,
couldn't tell us.
I don't know, Captain Wabo Cabo. Nobody knows where the back alleys come from, but they do take a lot of slaves. A lot
Oh
of
yeah,
slaves from a lot of
that's why.
places. So you know that.
Right, and that's why he was saying most people that see him don't get to
Yeah,
talk
that's
about
fair. Okay.
him.
There's these little men, little merchants who come ashore and trade gemstones or wine for slaves.
But anyway,
So he doesn't tell me
should,
that.
should you need any more sailing services, feel free to look me up. I think we'll be in port here for a while. Um, at the very
Oh,
least, we have to find more crew members if we're gonna try to go anywhere else.
Well,
I
best
see.
of luck to you.
How do we look you up?
I'll be here at the docks.
You guys will be able to find your way back to this dock if you wanted to. There's a lot of ships, but you kind of know where you are, and you're actually at a dock that's pretty close to the main gates. It's pretty close to the center where that main street, the Street of Pillars, goes into town, into the city. So he's got a pretty good. He's got a good spot. A lot of people have to go by here just to enter the city.
Gotcha. All right. Well, thank you, Captain. Sorry I was so harsh.
It's all
Um,
right. As you see, say we were quite capable crew, even shorthanded as we are.
I'll keep that in mind. Well, maybe we can send some people your way. Anyway,
Okay.
uh, gentlemen, I turn to the other two guys.
Mhm.
Shall we move on? Or
Indeed.
What do y'all want to do?
oh, you're muted, Sean.
Yep.
I mean, I
believe
muted because I
we,
was going to sneeze.
I believe we came here for a purpose, so let
Yeah,
us.
but let's make sure we get the zebras off as well.
You do. You get the
Yep.
zebras
Oh,
off.
we
Okay.
did.
They brought them up on deck. You can easily lead them down the gangplank. It's very solid, and you can see they're starting to unload these crates of wine. Um,
Right. I was gonna ask about that. Can we kind of subtly watch?
if you want, but remember,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to explain this to your friends. Make sure everybody's on the same page. I mean, if you want to like
I
loiter near the dock and watch, you're gonna have to tell Alonzo and Loren, is what I'm saying, because they don't know about that yet. Does that make sense?
I mean, they see what I see, right?
No.
They're seeing them unload, and we were
Yeah, well,
talking
yeah,
about it,
they're
sort
seeing
of
him
like,
unload. But so far, you've said, "Can we stay and watch?" That's fine.
oh,
But you're the only one who's
I
thought
see.
of this so far, is what I'm saying.
Um,
And the others might be
I
fine
guess
with it.
I'm not assuming that they're gonna open a crate right here,
Hmm.
right?
You have
They're
no
probably
idea.
not.
You have no idea what's going to happen next. You're not really familiar with freight transfer. You know what I mean? So you don't know the exacts of how that happens.
Hmm.
Right now, you're
Okay,
all
so
standing at the end of the dock.
okay,
I was going to suggest we find a place to stay and be about our business here.
That's
Yeah.
kind of what I was thinking they were going to do. So if you want to stay and loiter, you can, Isabella. But if
I
you
guess
want
I
them,
just want to sort of whisper to them
yeah, you can do
out of
that.
earshot of
You're
the crew.
you'll be out of earshot almost immediately as you head up the dock a little ways. So
Yeah,
that
yeah,
should be
yeah.
fine.
I'll just say, should we? I'm sort of curious what's in those crates, if it's actually wine or not. I don't know how much it matters, but maybe, I don't know. What do you guys think?
It's goblins.
Does it matter?
Not particularly.
Yeah.
No, we don't care. Okay.
I mean, at this point,
You could still do
yeah.
it, Miss Eldridge. I mean, you all aren't connected
I
at the
don't want to
hip.
be obvious or anything.
Well, you could.
I'm just curious.
I
But
mean, it's a role playing game. You can do whatever you want. You three confer. What is the plan? I mean, if you want to stay and watch, they could go get rooms at an inn or whatever. Or if you
Yeah,
don't
we
want to
need
stay
to.
by yourself, that's fine too. You can do anything you want at this juncture. People are walking by. There's people talking. Um, you notice a sort of an official looking man is walking up the docks towards Gnarly Wink and Captain Wabo Cabo.
Uh, I'm considering finding like a bench nearby or something and like kind of actually
There's
drawing the
places
city
to
like
sit.
I said before, but like pretending also sort of and kind of like keeping a subtle eye on them unloading at the same time as I'm drawing. Maybe? Is
Yeah, you can do that.
that
Yeah,
feasible or
yeah. You got a
okay.
zebra. You're holding on to a zebra right now, so keep that in mind.
Well, we can take the other zebra because we're going to
Exactly.
go find a room.
But you got to
Okay.
let them know what you want to do
Okay, yeah. Okay.
before we figure out what everybody's doing. But yeah, you can do that. There's plenty of places you could sit. There's crates, there's barrels, there's stuff sitting on the some of the stuff that's on the dock does not look like spick and span brand new like other things. But there are things that do look perfectly made and brand new at the same time. So
Cool. Okay, so yeah, in this conversation, I'm just gonna say, well, I'm just curious. So I think I'm going to draw the city, here for a little while. And would you mind taking my zebra, um, to a stable somewhere and we can meet? I don't know where we would meet.
Yeah, that's.
That's the only problem.
Well, we
Uh,
can find you back here if you
I
prefer,
mean, yeah.
or
Let's do that. Let's find a place so we can get the zebras uh, secured away, and we'll come back for you,
okay, that sounds good.
and then we'll all find a place to stay together.
Okay, great. All right. I'll see you in a little bit.
Uh,
Goodbye. I sit down to
okay.
draw, and I will be right back.
okay. Okay, so the two of you take her zebra and head down the
Yep.
street. There are plenty of inns. There's plenty of taverns. They're not like it's not situated like it was in Huneath, where there were tons of taverns and inns right next to the wharves. It's more of an average amount, as you kind of would more expect. It appears that many of them do have not many of them have stables, but you do find one that does have a stable. It is called the Pink Palm. Um, And
Okay.
there is a palm tree out front that is pink,
Oh,
has pink leaves, uh, where it apparently gets its name from. It's a very small stable, but they do have enough stalls that your three zebras will be able to fit there, and they do have some rooms upstairs. The gentleman um, looks you over, the innkeeper looks you up and down. He says, "Oh, much finer than our usual lot. Uh, your lordships." He shows you to some rooms. They're very nice, very conventional. Um, Everything looks brand new. You know what I mean? Like everything is super clean. Everything
The,
is perfect.
the beds have never been slept
It
in.
doesn't look like they have. It's just gorgeous. All the oh crap! What do you put on wood that makes it look good?
varnish.
Yeah,
Varnish
the
or
varnish looks fresh.
lacquer.
There's no like carvings on anything. It's just gorgeous. And yeah,
This is starting to hit the uncanny valley.
yeah, it is. It is a little odd. I mean, and it smells good. In this, it smells. You could smell fresh wood. You know what I mean? Um, everything. It's like a brand new house.
Oh,
So yeah. Um, you
all
get the
right.
story of this palm tree that was created by a dreamer who passed through Celephaïs the other day, and uh, thought it would be nice to have a palm tree with and he insisted on putting a table underneath it and sitting under it. It reminded him of
Wait,
home, someplace he called Brazil. He doesn't know.
you
uh
you say the other day, but
yeah,
time
yesterday
doesn't
or day
pass
before.
here.
I'm not sure exactly.
But time doesn't pass here.
Hmm? Of course it does. Look, it's evening. When you sleep, it'll be morning. Well,
Huh.
time doesn't pass like it passes in other places, of course.
Naturally.
Did you? That's interesting.
He's got several different meals that you can have: pork, or roast, or fish. So there's plenty of food. They've got ale. They've got some wine. He's like, we make our own wine. Well, no, we don't. Sorry. All the beer and everything you find is imported. They've got various. He names off various cities that you've never heard of in the Dreamlands.
Even the
Um,
cheese is probably
the
imported.
cheese would have to be imported as well. Anything that, yeah. So
Makes an aging process has to be
kind of,
imported.
yeah. Although
Yeah.
they are
Yep.
cooking food, you do smell food cooking.
Yeah.
So,
So wonder what. So that's different than. You don't know how this works exactly. It is very
uh,
odd, but it's a beautiful little place. It's kind of
any,
small.
maybe anything that can be done in a day can be done.
I don't know.
How'd they
Yep.
build the city then?
We
In a
built
day,
this
like
city.
Rome wasn't.
New proof has shown that Rome may have been built in a day. Anyway, yeah,
Well, once
it's a
we're
nice place.
checked,
You can stay there if you give him a gold coin. That'll pay for everything for several days.
all
Is
right.
what he says to you. You'll be fine if you give it for a gold coin. Um,
So, what's
and
our next move then?
dinner
Once
is your
we have
next
our
move.
rooms,
How about dinner?
dinner is fine.
Everything is
Um,
ready.
what's this?
There's a small common room. There's or a tap room. There's a few more people in there. They're having some meals. A couple of people are sitting outside under the pink pine at the table there. Sailors, merchants. It's a small tap room. There's maybe a dozen people total in here. They all seem to be pretty well behaved.
Once we're settled here, we need to carry on with our proper business.
Yeah.
Should we go collect Miss Eldridge for
Yeah, I think
supper?
before we sit down to eat, we should
Yeah.
collect her.
Well then, let's do that.
Yeah, you head back over to the docks. Okay, so Captain,
I'll be right back.
the harbor master has shown up, or a harbor master, or an assistant associate clerk of the harbor
Whoops.
master, who wishes to examine your. He needs to see the paperwork
All right.
on your. You've got it. Ah, ha, ha. This is from this place.
Right.
And yeah, they pop it open. Oh, he's delighted it's wine. His eyes start to sparkle as soon as he sees wine. He's like, "Oh, excellent, excellent." Oh. He seems quite content with that wine.
Is
He
he
takes a
even that
bottle and he's kind of examining it closely. And he seems he checked all the scribes on the scribing on the sides, the burnt in scribing, which says where it's from and legitimizes everything.
Okay.
You should have no trouble passing this here. He seems quite content. Well,
That was something else I was wondering. Like, since it's wine, like, is he like maybe a little looser with because they're just so happy to get wine?
not because they're so happy to get wine, but he keeps picking up bottles and examining them like, oh, he really wants some wine.
Oh,
So,
okay. Okay.
um, you got
Yeah.
to grease a
Actually.
few palms usually.
Yeah. Yeah. Say if he's kind of going like that, yeah, he'll. It's like, oh,
How many bottles are you going to give him or offer
um.
him? I guess you would say.
Actually, yeah, I'll just pull out two bottles. I'm like, you should take these bottles. I think they're cracked.
He examines them closely. There are obviously no cracks on them. And he says, "Oh, yeah, I think you're right. Very good, very good. Yes, basically, you're supposed to report how much profits you make so they can tax you at some juncture after you've sold the wine, and it should probably sell
Okay.
quickly. You've got a few of those bales too. So, Miss Eldridge, you saw this gentleman talk to Captain Wabo Cabo and first talk to Mr. Gnarlywink and then Wabo Cabo. They had a discussion. They opened one of the crates and checked what was inside, and then you saw Captain Wabo Cabo give the man in this nice clothing a couple bottles of wine. How far away are you? Did you want to be where you might be able to eavesdrop and hear, or that's pretty close, and they're probably going to see you if you're close enough to hear them? You'll have to make a stealth check if you want to remain unseen close enough to hear.
Well, I'm under the guise of I'm just drawing the city,
Okay,
you
yeah.
know,
Okay,
so
so you're
like
not even
kind of
gonna
hiding in
you're
plain
not even
sight.
trying to hide. Okay. So
Yeah,
Captain Wabo
yeah.
Cabo, you will see one of your passengers nearby. Miss Eldridge, give me a listen check. Give yourself a bonus die. They're not trying to be quiet about their discussion. Um,
I got a
You
2.
got a 2, then you don't have to roll the bonus die. You can't do any better than that. That's
Yeah.
a extreme success. So you overheard this conversation of, oh, wine, oh, and the gentleman who had come to check on the crates was quite excited about that. Captain Wabo Cabo offered him a couple of bottles he thought were cracked and wouldn't be able to sell. The man was grateful and said he would dispose of them, and then tucks them under his arm and basically says, "Be sure to come to the custom house once you've made your sales," and then leaves. And he seems quite happy as he's leaving. Um,
Hmm. Okay. Then and I could
make
I
a
tell that they weren't cracked?
no, that they're a little too far away for that. But you can make a luck check.
Why not?
Why not? Indeed,
Why not?
I love luck checks.
I
An
don't.
87.
I don't think that's a success. Okay, so he walks past you without a word to you. This gentleman, whoever he was, in the finery, and again, it's very colorful. A lot of gold trim. He's wearing like some kind of a gold necklace with a pendant on it, with the symbol of Celephaïs. It looks like from what you can see around here as he walks by you. Heads off, looking up at the sky and kind of nodding to himself, and then he's gone into the crowd.
Garments look brand new.
Yeah, they do. Never worn them
Some
before.
rich guy, I guess.
Okay, and then short time after
Customs
that,
guy.
you spot Mr. Hutton and Mr. Shaeder coming back down the street from the direction they went. They went to the right. Um, they like as they left the dock, they headed off to the right. Is just what we're gonna say. So that y'all's the pink palm is that direction.
Which is, when you described it, was not what I first thought when you said the name.
Oh,
Yeah,
what did you think I said?
Pink palm.
yeah, that is. You were thinking the same thing.
Palm.
Yeah,
I should have done that. Oh well,
Oh.
that's okay.
yeah.
I'm thinking like a Miami resort pink like palm tree.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Because that's the
Yeah.
first
I
thing
like
that
it.
came to my
Fancy.
mind. Okay, yeah. So the other two gentlemen, Captain Wabo Cabo, you're busy getting wine ashore so you can, and Gnarly Wink has scurried off. You see Gnarly Wink has left the area as well, Miss Eldridge. And you know he's gone to look for buyers. Should not be hard to find.
Hmm.
But you do see
So
the
I-
other two passengers as well meet with Miss Eldridge at the end of the dock. Or a little ways, not too far.
And we'll let her know we've secured a place and there's dinner if you want it.
Oh, lovely. Uh, I think I've finished my drawing here. Speaking of which, Andy, how is my drawing?
Oh yeah, make
Should
me
I
an art
roll
check.
for
Yeah,
that?
yeah, make an art check. See how it turned out. You can't get better if you don't practice.
Practice.
You've had about half an hour, so it's a
Ooh.
sketch.
29
All right, that's probably a success.
is I think that's good. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's a hard success.
Okay, so if you haven't checked it
Wow.
already, check it. Yeah. What's the plan? What do y'all do? What does everybody do?
Dinner. I believe the plan is dinner.
I think someone in the party should roll a luck check.
Why?
See if someone shows up for dinner.
The pink palm.
Sure.
See if Captain Wabo Cobble shows up suspiciously at their
Yeah.
hotel.
Yeah.
Okay, who's got low luck in your
Uh,
group?
Probably me.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a luck check, Alonzo Shaeder.
My
But
luck
is
is
it-
only
Does
35.
If he makes it, do you show up? Or if he doesn't make it, do you show up?
Do they want?
I-
Do they want me to show up?
I fail.
You failed. Okay, so you get back to Pink Palm. You're seated you sit down at a nice table that is gorgeous. It doesn't look like it's ever been used before. Water beads on the surface where somebody has wiped it down before. They bring you whatever you want to eat. As a matter of fact, they've got, like I said, they've got like a roast. They have what else did I say? I said fish, and I said
Pork.
pork. That's what they specialize in. Thank you.
How about a steak with truffle butter?
No, they don't have anything like that. It's mainly roast beef,
Okay.
potatoes, Pretty simple foods, although you're spotting things.
I'm good with that.
Okay. Or fish, potatoes, fried potatoes, that kind of thing. You can each get a nice meal. Um, you are a bit surprised when Captain Wabo Cabo enters enters the Pink Palm. And the innkeeper's like, "Ah, Captain Wabo Cabo, you have returned." And
Yes, I
suspicion
brought a
immediately.
I brought a shipment of wine with me,
Oh.
just in case you haven't heard yet.
He looks at you. The innkeeper looks at you expectantly.
You know.
Did you bring any with you?
And I
Right.
reach under my coat.
Yeah. Captain, come along. And he takes him up to a table, and they pop the cork on this wine together, and pour each. The innkeeper pours them each a drink, and they sit down and they talk for a little while because they obviously know each other.
Oh! You should see these people over here was accompanied me on the trip over here. They should join us.
Hello.
We should join them. They have food.
Yes. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll take the bottle over to them.
He
I
brings you a
suppose
bottle of
join
gold
us.
wine. It's if I suspect the innkeeper grabs goblets and they share it all around. It's very good. Has a hint of mint. It's kind of odd, but it's still a pretty good wine. I forgot where I said it was from.
No, you didn't say it was diath. Yeah, you did.
It was diethylene, so it
Re-
doesn't. No, it's a ruby wine. It's a diethylene ruby wine. It's a red wine. It's very sweet. The taste lingers on the palate for a long time after you swallow it. But it's quite good.
I'm just a little suspicious still for some reason.
That's
like
fine.
maybe it's poisoned, is what I'm thinking.
I don't know.
Are
I don't
you
know
drinking-
why.
Do you not drink
Are
it
you-
then?
Are you drinking it?
Everybody
I
around.
I kind of want to say that I already got a drink before
Yeah, you could have. You
this
probably all had drinks
with
before
my
this.
food.
But the innkeeper did bring out extra goblets and put down so everybody could have some of this this ruby red wine.
We didn't have a chance to have a captain's dinner on ship, so maybe we should do that now. I never got to ask you where you were all from. You did say Uther, though. Is that the same for
Uther.
all of you?
I must go, but I'll be back. And the innkeeper scurries off too. He's got some work
Okay.
to do. But at that point is when he kind of leaves everybody.
Uh,
And silence
Well-
descends upon the table.
yeah, we're all chewing. We're all chewing. That's
And I
Well,
lean
we
in
think-
at this point in time, then after he leaves.
Mhm.
I know you're not from Uther.
well, at least I can pronounce it.
Or
It's Ulther.
Ulther.
You've never been there, Captain Wabo Cabo. It's
Whatever.
way river. It's out of the way. You're
Yeah.
on this high seas.
Yeah.
Or maybe you've been there once and didn't like it.
Too many cats.
There are a lot of
That's-
cats.
That's exactly why I love the place.
Anyway,
That is the best part of
Uh,
it. Was the cats.
sorry to interrupt the conversation. Keep going.
I know you're not from Ulther. Uther. I can't say it.
Say it however you want.
Ulther. Where do you think I'm from? We're from.
I think you're from the waking world, is where I think you're from.
That's ridiculous. Why would you say that?
Psychology check!
Yeah. To get you to lie to me so I can figure out you're lying. Make a fast talk, Josie. That's ridiculous. You're definitely
But I
from the
just said
making
it's
world.
ridiculous. That's not a lie.
It isn't ridiculous.
It
You are
is
from the
a
waking
lie.
world. It is directly a lie. But if
Okay,
you could roll
fine.
better than Aaron, and then he'll be like, "Oh shit, they're not from the waking world." It's
I mean,
not
you never know. I'm
exactly. That's why I love dice. I love it.
not-
Josie-
20.
Josie rolls
Damn it.
out of 5. That's a fail.
5.
I think 5 is fast
Yeah.
talk. What fast talk starts.
I failed my psychology too. It's all right.
Yeah. Okay. So he doesn't get any
Believe
vibe
me.
specifically that you're lying.
Right.
But he already thinks I'm lying anyway.
He can
Right.
think whatever he wants, and yeah,
Right.
role-playing. Keep going.
Right now he's suspicious of you as
Yeah.
well.
That's ridiculous, she says.
I don't think it's not. I
Well,
just
how
think
about
if anyone asks any questions about what you may have seen on the ship, that you are quiet about it.
Oh
Otherwise,
no.
like I
Oh,
said, I have my suspicions as well, and there's probably people you don't want to that you don't want to have find you. Would be my
what
guess.
what do you think we may have seen on the ship?
I don't know. Like I said, everything was perfectly fine on there.
Oh, was it now? Glare. Glare. I'm glaring at him.
Are you doing a
My eyes are
psychology
like
check?
lit.
Are you doing a psychology check?
Oh, good
I
question.
almost want to say like intimidation or something. Not that I'm good at that either.
You don't have any power over him at this juncture. You have to have a knife. Like if you were sticking him in the side with a knife, or you had a gun under the
Okay, right,
table,
right.
you could be
Got
like,
you.
"Tell me the fucking truth," or something
Right,
to
right.
that
Okay.
effect. But right now, you're in a public place.
Right.
well, I
Well,
will admit, I'll say out loud,
mhm.
the burnt crates, the midnight rituals, it seemed mysterious, but frankly, not my business.
As well as your business is none of mine.
Precisely.
So I'm just making sure we understand each other, is all.
Hmm.
But
But
otherwise, let's enjoy this meal and have a lovely evening.
fair enough.
All right. I suppose. Yes, fair enough. Although
And
I'm
so
curious.
I just start eating and drinking and being
Yeah,
merry.
you order some. They bring some food. One of the people.
Yeah,
Isabel, do you ever
not
try
fish,
the wine?
not fish, the pork.
The pork, yeah.
So
So my thought was I was gonna finish whatever drink I had.
hmm Which was what, out of
Beer.
curiosity?
I don't know, beer or something,
Beer,
I
water,
guess.
ale, wine. Whatever.
Beer or wine.
Okay, which do you want?
Beer.
Okay, yeah, you finish your
Uh,
beer.
okay. And so then I'm gonna wait till other people have had the wine and like wait a while. Like I sip my beer pretty slowly
Okay.
as I'm kind of watching everybody and making sure they don't seem like they're
Well,
poisoned.
do the other two of you drink some of this wine that he has brought you?
Um,
the
I will.
captain's drinking it.
Yeah, I will finish what I had, and in that time, if
What
I
did-
see
what-
I see Wabo Cabo drink it, I'll have it.
Yeah, he's drinking it. What were
Okay.
you drinking, Hutton?
Um, he would probably gotten some type of
Was he drinking
Um,
wine or beer?
yeah, he probably would have gotten some wine.
Okay. How about Alonzo Shaeder? Is he drinking this wine?
I will set aside the beer I was drinking and I will taste the wine.
Okay, yeah. And that it's a sweet red. Um, and like I said, the taste lingers on your palate for a long
Right.
time after. You don't
So what I'll do
smell
is I'll
almonds or anything, or whatever
yeah. So
cyanide smells like, or whatever.
I'll taste it and then
hmm
set it down. This is more dessert, I think. Sweet and minty.
Oh, he's
And I'll put
right.
it
No,
and I'll
I'm pulling the mint out. I pulled the mint out. Sorry, but the
and I'll
sweetness
put it
definitely.
and I'll put it to one side. Like maybe we'll wait for dessert for this. This is not this. This feels more like a dessert wine than a meal one.
Oh, like a Moscato. Red Moscato.
You should try it with the pork. It brings out the fruitiness of it.
Actually, pork
Well,
is
I got
just
the
great.
roast
Pork with the
beef,
wine.
but
Yes.
oh, okay. Yes.
I don't know if I want fruity pork.
It's got
Have you ever
pineapples
had
in
like
it.
have you ever had like a pork with like cherries on top of it or
This
like
one has
glazed
pineapples.
apples?
Pineapple.
It's got glazed pineapples on it. This pork does.
Yeah.
Like
Huh.
pork and fruit go really well together.
Yeah, and
Sure.
you're right. The wine complements it. It's because it's got a
Pork and
fruity taste
applesauce.
in it. It's not very dry. Yeah, so you all have a
Okay.
nice meal together, the four of you.
Yeah, and I try it after I
Yeah.
make sure that nobody is poisoning
Nobody.
themselves.
So-
Shaeder took a sip.
Yeah.
Lauren Hutton, I think. Did you drink it
I
eventually?
switched to it.
You switched to it from his drink. He drank down a whole glass, then a cup or a small glass over a period of time. He's not
And
dying.
I'll do exactly what I said. I'm going to return to it for dessert.
Yeah, and they've got plenty. There are some choices for desserts of puddings and cakes and that kind of thing, and they bring out some different desserts for y'all. This is a very nice little tavern and an inn, and Yeah, it does. It actually goes pretty well with dessert as well.
I kind of figured.
Cheesecake?
Cheesecake? There's no cheesecake. No,
Is that a thing?
I don't think
I had
so.
a dream about cheesecake.
They'll,
Not
Yeah.
500
bring
years
you
ago.
a slice of cake with a piece of cheese.
Right
I got
It
some
really
in my
made
fridge.
me want cheesecake.
I got some
Okay.
in my fridge.
So yeah,
Can I have some?
it's actually a nice evening. Captain Wabo Cabo um, seems a lot less uptight than he was on board his ship.
Yeah, he's
Uh,
definitely a lot more uptight on ship.
Yeah, he seemed kind of
Yeah.
jerky. Wouldn't even open the door to talk to you. But
Yeah. I imagine we've all kind of chilled out at this point. At least I have.
yeah, with
So-
the wine and the food, everybody's kind of relaxing. People have left. It's starting to get kind of late by the time you finish eating.
So I never did ask you. What made you want to come to? Where we're at.
Celephaïs.
Celephaïs. Yeah.
We are looking.
Stop. You gotta speak into the microphone, Sean.
Oh, sorry.
We're looking for is all we got.
We are looking for a relative.
Okay.
Who?
Oh, that's right. That's right.
went to the moon.
That's right. We did have this conversation.
Yes.
Sorry. Yeah. So I guess I forget where I'm going with this, but
Did you want
anyway.
this conversation to happen when the innkeeper comes back to join you?
Yeah, we can do that.
We might. I don't know how the.
Okay.
Are there regular trips to the moon? Like the ships that go there. Like I don't know. We'll have to look into that.
Yes. Would the innkeeper know, maybe? Perhaps we should ask
He's right there.
them.
He's sitting right with
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
Because he joined you later
Uh,
in the evening when things
Sir,
slowed
that's a
down.
question for you, I suppose.
To the moon? No, no one goes to the moon.
We were told that there were flying ships that can go to the moon
You
here.
can go to the moon, but why would you want to go to the moon? It's
Why
a
not?
terrible place. There's
Oh,
wizards
what do
there,
you know?
Something. I don't know a whole lot. I will admit, but
Tell us
why-
everything.
Why would you want to
please.
go to the moon? I mean, I wouldn't want to go to the moon, is what I'm saying. They say the cats can go to the moon. They jump all the way to the moon.
Really?
That's what they say. That's what I've heard.
Didn't a cow one time jump over the moon?
He gives you a look like, come on. Come on.
I think I heard that somewhere as
It
well.
wasn't a cow.
Not a cow, a cat. Cats can jump up to the moon. They sometimes
Ran up-
frolic. in the
So
moon,
there's
on the
Fork,
moon.
and a
Terrible
fork
things.
ran away with a spoon.
A pig
There's
flew.
So there's terrible things on the moon,
So I've heard, but I don't know what. I honestly do not know what.
but
It's
there
very
are
dangerous.
ships
It
here
could be
that can go there.
Oh yes, there Celephaïs and ships go to the city of Seranian. They go to where the sea meets the sky, and then they fly into the air to Seranian. And yes, I suppose they could go to the moon or even further if they wanted to.
Are these normal ships? What sort of ships could go to the moon?
There's
I
special
imagine it would be
magical ships.
But they look like a
Airships?
ship.
It's a ship. Yeah, it's like these. He kind of gestures towards the wharves outside. Some of these
Do they have
galleys, some of
sails?
the galleons. Yes, sails.
Interesting.
Yeah.
odd.
Why a ship just
question
went
is-
there the other day. Went to Serenian, I think.
Where does one find passage in such a ship?
Oh, you'd have to talk to the individual captains, most likely. But I don't
And
think
where-
anyone would want to go to the moon.
And where
There's
would we find
tales
these
of
captains, I
creatures
wonder?
there. Well, you'd
I look
have
at
to go to their
Wabo.
ships.
I look at Captain Cabo. What about you? Would you
If I had
take us to
business,
Celephaïs?
if I had business that would take
To-
me there, I would go there. I'm sure there'd be some interesting things I could bring back from the moon. But
Why would
I-
wanna
Yes,
go
you
to
never
the-
know.
Why would you want to go to the moon?
You could make an
innkeeper
enterprise of it
I
somehow.
have
Sell moon rock.
a relative I'm trying to track down that
Oh.
was last known to go there.
Oh,
A individual by the name of Wilkes refers to himself as a wizard.
yes. He was here just the other day.
Again, you say just the other day,
What?
but
Yes.
time does not pass normally.
Oh, right.
Everything in the past was just the other day. From our perspective, from yesterday, I suspect to ages ago.
Yeah. Depends on how long. When was this? If this city's timeless, when was it built? How
The other day.
old are these fucking people? According to the rest of the
Oh,
Dreamlands.
okay. We need to
And
understand
how
this
can
whole
you figure it out?
time.
If you talk
Yeah.
to this guy, it just happened the other day or yesterday. But
Yeah.
has he been here for
Yeah.
thousands of years?
Probably. What we need is
Okay.
to find
Yes.
a place we can book passage to this place.
But you,
That's
okay,
my
you,
mission.
you've
Say to
met
the
an
captains.
individual by the name of Wilkes.
I didn't meet him, but I heard that he was here
Okay.
from reliable sources. Ludist might know. He's a scholar. He lives in the city.
Ludus.
Well, there's a man worth speaking with, then.
Yeah, he might know.
Is he a nudist?
No,
Ludus the nudist.
that is not his
I
name.
almost want to say I didn't say that out loud.
Sorry.
But it rhymes.
But he might know. He might know something about it. He's interested in all things. He always asking all kinds of questions. He's on the
Let's
he
go
lives on
find
the east
him.
side of the residential district in town. You can ask around. I'm sure someone could tell you exactly where he lives. I don't get away from from my business very often.
Well, that's very helpful. Thank you.
Over the
Why did I say that?
over the course of the evening, you find his name is Drogo. The innkeeper's name is Drogo.
Well, I think we have then two things to do tomorrow. Find a boat that can take us where we want to go, and if you want to talk to this Ludus fellow.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think Ludus is going to be the best person to go and talk to right now. But yeah, finding a ship that could get us there and is willing to take us there.
Drogo's like, why would you want to go there?
I think we already had this conversation.
Yes, but from my understanding, there are these creatures. Moon geists?
Ghosts?
Moon beasts. Have you heard of
Oh.
moon beasts?
Actually, yes,
No.
we heard about that somewhere.
Yes, you have. Do you guys remember? Intelligence checks. If the two
Vaguely.
of you would like to. Captain Wabo Cabo was not there.
I know,
two
though.
Yeah, I
each
vaguely
need
remember.
an intelligence check. So don't say
I
anything.
remember.
Sean looks like he failed.
I was
And
seeing
have a
if I had like
75
something.
intelligence.
You could push it.
You know what? I'm
Push
pushing
it.
it.
I'll let you push
Push it.
But that means you're like just sitting there, just thinking for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Did you
Vein
fail
throbbing.
too, Miss Eldridge?
Yeah,
Man.
but she has just like me, she has a faint inkling of.
Okay.
I remember that name,
You
Moonbeast.
do remember
from
the name
somewhere.
Moonbeast. Yes, you have heard that before. Where could
But
it be
he
from?
said-
Yeah.
Sicarian?
Was it from Sicarian?
What does Drogo
Made
know
it.
about them?
Drogo just knows they're monsters from the moon. He's
That's
assuming
not-
there's a lot of them. Like the moon is like covered in them. That's what Drogo's afraid of. That's why he has zero interest in the moon.
Oh, I remembered.
Mm.
I
Yeah,
remembered.
You're your character. So
Does
if
that
you
mean
remember-
Isabella remembered?
Yes, definitely. The intelligence
Okay.
check is just to give you a clue of something that you as a player has forgotten. So yes, if you
Okay.
remember, and Isabella remembers.
Did I say?
Yeah. Hutton's
Okay.
like this, like, oh my, like he's
Okay.
thinking so hard. It looks like his hair is
Yeah.
gonna start smoking.
Well, he's
or
probably
something.
also looking through his journal of like
But you
Yeah.
only recently
Dawn
started
stuff he's
keeping this
written.
journal, didn't you?
when he came here.
Yeah, Heleneath. Oh, I thought you just started keeping the journal in Heleneath. Because I don't remember you mentioning it before that.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That's when you're just like, I need to write all this shit down. So you've been writing stuff down. So yeah, he's looking through his journal. What do you remember there, Miss Eldridge? What do you say?
Yeah. I go, oh, the boy we were just talking about the other day, that we cured of his, ailments. The boy in Ulcer. His parents were killed by moon beasts.
You kill you cured a boy who was.
Oh.
How were you managed to do that?
Oh
Oh,
no!
Jesus.
I mean, we.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You're sages yourselves, aren't you? That's right.
Hush. None of that.
Oh, hush.
I just like
That's a
I try
nice
to just wave
catch,
him away.
Aaron.
Just
That's a very nice catch.
that's besides the point. The boy in Ulster. Remember him with Mr. Rascal? The boy.
Yeah.
His parents were killed by moon beasts. Right?
That's
I think
right.
he was an
Wasn't that-
orphan. That's why the cats took care of him because he was an orphan. His parents
Oh.
got killed by moon beasts. I think that's what I feel like I
this
remember.
is 3 months ago, so yeah.
Yeah.
Details might be a little fleeting.
Yeah, exactly.
It
I
does
might be a
sound
little
correct
bit
to
wrong
you,
about that,
Loren
but
Hutton. That does sound correct.
Yeah. It does. Yeah. Oh God.
He
It was
stops
a while
flipping
ago.
through his book. Actually, if you want to keep looking,
Yeah.
in 20 minutes you do find reference to the fact that a moon beast fell from the sky. His parents were killed by it, and it attacked him, and he was blinded and deafened by the beast. You do remember that?
Okay.
You jotted
Yeah,
that down in hindsight.
Okay.
yay. I'm shocked
Nice.
I remember.
Very nice that you remember
It's
that.
actually been more than 3 months probably since
Yeah, in real
in-game.
life, it's been a while.
Well, in
too.
real life. Yeah.
Anyway, okay. So,
Anyway,
does this conversation continue? Are y'all done? What's the call?
Nope. Say I let them. Yeah, I let them end the conversation or whatever. I'm not going to poke and prod, especially with the innkeeper right there. So
Okay. So what's the plan? Is that it? Do you go to your beds that night?
I think so.
In your brand new rooms?
Yeah.
Does Captain Wabo Cabo go back to the ship?
yeah, he'll go back to the ship. Although I might talk to him briefly before we adjourn.
Yeah.
If you do ever happen to come across any of that, would he know about that elixir or whatever, that stuff that you put on the boats to make them go off into the air?
Do you have any points in dream lore? I don't think you
No.
do. You do not know. You do not
Okay.
know how they make their ships fly. You don't know any of that. You don't have any of that information.
I can't remember whether I was there for that conversation or not. Like, I don't think Captain was for
He
that.
wasn't. It was Loren Hutton.
Okay.
Who talked to the alchemist who said he thinks that
That's-
there's some substance they put on the ships, and if he can find out what it is,
Okay. So yeah,
he'll make it for him if he gives him that secret.
gotcha. So yeah, yeah, he'll just say, "I wish you best of luck with the moon, and I bid you all
And the moon beasts.
an adieu."
And good night.
Tips
sir.
his hat and leaves.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Y'all have a very nice evening. Or
So
good
we
night.
know what to do. We know what to do in the morning. Then I guess the question is: should we split up, or should we all do these things one and then the next?
What are the things you want to get accomplished on the night?
We want to talk to this. We want to talk to this Ludus guy, and we want to find a ship that can take us to the moon.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Those are the
potentially
two tasks for the day.
find the secret of the magical flying ships.
Secret of magic.
that could all it's all sort of related
Okay.
and
Yeah.
yeah.
I
I
don't know.
definitely want to go talk to this whatever if he's a sage or what.
The next day is very nice, very lovely. The innkeeper, you have a very nice breakfast. Again, all the tables are perfect. Everything's perfect.
Of course.
And you
And
slept well. Everything is brand new. So, how do you want to go? What do you want to stick together? Do you want to split up? What do you want to pursue first? What happens?
Ludus.
I think Ludus is the man to talk to first, and he may
Okay.
even know where to find a ship.
Okay. And is everybody going?
Yeah.
Okay, so
As
all three of
well.
you are going to go to see Ludist. It is spelled Leudast, by the way, Ludest. You find, you enter Celephaïs. The city is lovely. The people seem very nice. Everybody's clothes seems brand new. You notice that the streets are wide and paved with onyx, which appears perfect. That's not broken. There aren't any broken cobblestones or anything like that. The buildings are broad and made of clay and then whitewashed, so they resemble Middle Eastern cities such as Cairo or Baghdad. And again, you can see minarets on top of towers. Um, the closer that you get to the palace, this rose crystal palace, the more you can see that a lot of the minarets are filigreed and just super fine up towards the top, and something that could never exist in the waking world because weather and time would cause this place to crack and break and collapse. Um, you ask around about Ludest, and you eventually get instructions to his house, which is on the east side of the city, um, a few blocks from the wall. Um, you can see that it is a large house, a large flat-topped house with there's a coop on top of it or a cage or something. You're not sure what that's about, but the man who answers the door, boom. Let's see. NPCs. I'll shove him in there. He's going to be an NPCs. There he is. Not a bad-looking man. He's got reddish hair, very curly, a beard and mustache. Um, and he answers your knock at his door with a yes.
We're looking for an individual by the name of
Oh, I've heard certain things. He was not here long ago. Come in, come in, come in. His house is very nice. Again, brand new. Everything is perfect. Um, he has a decanter of wine that he pulls out, along with these fluted glasses that are very tall and very fine. You figure that just one flick with your finger is going to would shatter the glass. And he pours everyone a glass of wine and sits down. Each of you finds a comfortable chair in this parlor of sorts, with warm breeze blowing in. He takes a sip of his wine, kind of runs it around in his mouth, swallows it, puts the glass down, and he says,
Question.
"Yeah,
What kind of wine? It's not red.
no, this is like a greenish wine. You have no idea. It tastes unlike anything you've ever tasted. It tastes kind of like melons.
Is it bubbly? Is it
A little
carbonated?
bit. It is a little carbonated, actually. Yeah, it's almost like a champagne of
Because
some
I was
type.
gonna say that is not the kind of glass you'd put red wine in.
Yeah, it's a Dreamlands. Who knows?
Mhm.
So you
Thanks.
taste a little, obviously. Well, you see the bubbles in it. I don't know if you want to drink it or not. It's up to you. Um,
Well, I do. I'm curious.
yes, it's got a melony taste. It's not bad.
I'll
Um,
taste it.
feels it's a little strong, like it's a fortified wine. So
Hmm.
you're just like, oh, this is gonna go to my head if I'm not careful. Um, uh, he says, I could tell you about the Wizard Wilkes for a price.
Wait, did we ask that?
Yeah, Sean did.
no, I said Ludus.
Yeah.
I thought you said you were
Oh,
looking for the Wizard Wilkes.
No,
To
I said
Ludus.
we're looking for an individual by the name of Ludus.
Oh shit. Well, your mic
see,
came and went, so
yeah,
I thought he said the Wizard Wilkes.
your mic cut out, and
All right,
all I heard was
retro all that shit out. He says,
I mean,
I
we're
am
going to get to that
Ludest.
eventually.
I am Ludest.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
Ludus.
I heard.
We're gonna get.
Oh,
It's
I
gonna
heard
get there at
Ludus.
some point.
Now I would ask him, perfect. We are looking for information on an individual by the name of the Wizard Wilkes.
Okay. Fast forward
Yes.
back
Mhm.
to him giving you wine and sitting down and then saying, but there is a cost.
All right.
Information for information. You see, I'm a scholar and I collect information from all over the Dreamlands. Well, what I can get here in Celephaïs. Um, who are you? If you answer my questions, then I will answer all of your questions.
My name is Loren Hutton.
He's okay. He's looking at each of you in turn.
Isabella Eldridge. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Alonzo Shaeder. It's nice to meet you.
Interesting. Those are strange names. Where are you from? You wonder if Captain Wabo Shabo's already been here.
Wait a second. A question for a question.
No, no,
Don't we
no.
get to ask?
If you answer my questions, I will answer. I will tell you all I know of the Wizard Wilkes. That is what he said.
Yeah.
Don't
Not a
you
question
think
for a
we should take
question.
turns though?
No. He just says no.
Well, I do.
We are at a disadvantage because he has the information we need.
Yes.
Hmm.
It's just the
That's
three of us and him, right?
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, this house is
As
very
far as we can
nice
tell.
looking and everything, and it's a good sized house, but you've seen no sign of any other people in it, like not even servants or anything.
Mm.
Well,
Um,
then I should have
I
known.
I come from the waking world.
Oh, interesting. And you're here to find the wizard Wilkes.
Yes.
Why do you seek him?
Um. Hmm.
That's a damn good question.
Question.
We don't know.
In a sense, to stop him, I have the idea that he is a dangerous individual, and um, I think he needs to be stopped. At least where we come from, he was a traitor to our government.
Oh. Well, what do you intend to do when you find him then?
That I'm not
Ab.
100% sure yet.
Just kidding.
I'm,
Kill him?
I'm not
Maybe?
100% sure what we would do yet.
What is she saying? What are you saying? Kill him? Is that what Isabella's saying? Kill him? Maybe?
Quietly, I guess. I'm squeaking it out. Kill him, maybe?
Interesting. It's so very
I
interesting.
don't know. It's up to
I
Hutton.
would like to do a psychology check on this guy.
Okay, what do you yeah, make a roll and then tell me what you want to know.
I failed. Doesn't matter. I
Okay.
critically failed.
You
100%.
crit
Damn.
failed.
Actually, this is a good place. I'm going to throw in a psychology roll as well.
Yeah, go for it. Go ahead.
Come on,
I'm
have a
curious
seizure
as
and
to
die.
I'm curious as to the fact that he wants to know where we're from. Is knowledge that is that what he's fishing for? Knowledge of encountering dreamers and what he might do with it.
Okay, yeah.
Hmm.
And you don't have to be that specific
Good
either if you don't want
question.
to. But Lauren, that will
Uh,
come into play
I
at some point. But I'm not going to
Yeah.
I,
just throw out a you trust this
I,
guy or
fa-
you don't trust this guy or whatever. You
I
failed,
failed
Shader.
though.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not
You're
sure.
not
Can I
picking up a
try?
vibe off of him. Yeah, you can try as well. You're not picking off any kind of real vibe off of this guy right now. He seems curious, and that's about it.
It's this uncanny valley thing in this town.
Yeah, every so
I'll never
clean
think.
too. Like they just took a bath. You know what I mean? Did you make
Ooh,
it, Isabella?
hard success.
Hard
It's 24,
success.
and that's my
Okay,
hard.
he does seem very curious.
Yay.
His questions seem very pointed. Um, um, like, why the hell would this guy care what you guys are gonna do to the Wizard Wilkes? Hold on,
Yeah,
just a
I
second.
was already suspicious of him.
Okay.
Uh,
Sorry about that. I'm sorry. What did you say?
I was already suspicious of him
Okay.
before that role.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that
Oh,
suspicion remains. These are some weird
okay.
questions, like who care? Why would he care? And that kind of thing.
could be that he's a friend or an enemy of this man,
He
and is either
says,
protecting him or
I'm thinking
rooting for us
friend.
to harm him.
I know something of the Wizard Wilkes. He was in and was in Cell. I was here in Celephaïs both times when he came here after he died in the waking world. Do you know about that? That he's dead in the waking world?
I do know that he is dead.
I see. I know he went to the moon, and he learned from a sorcerer named Heondor certain secrets about gates.
I'm actually writing in my journal now.
Yeah, you're scratching away. Okay. Um,
I'm sorry, Gates. It's in.
Portals, gates, ways to get to other places.
Oh, so you're talking.
Magical gates.
Okay, you're talking some magic, not a gate, as in an opening in a wall that one passes through.
Correct. You are correct. It's not just a hole in the wall. It's a hole in the wall that might lead from to another world, as opposed
Hmm.
to a hole that just leads to the next chamber.
Potentially back into the waking world.
Due to the
Hmm.
timelessness of Celephace, I'm unsure exactly how long the Wizard Wilkes stayed on the moon, but it might have even been years. But um, He only seemed to return here a few days later, before he left the city once again for parts unknown. From my understanding, he left to the southeast. Perhaps all out of Uthnargai altogether. Mayhap he's in Nithivash, or Hazeth Clegg, or even Renar. Those all lie to the southeast. From my understanding, he was looking for a place far away from civilization, however, so he might have even entered the deserts east of the city of Gak. It seemed like he was here just yesterday. As you can see, being a scholar and a lover of information is difficult in Celephaïs. But the fact that one never ages is very helpful to my studies.
Now that is fascinating.
It also
I
means he's no longer on the moon.
No, I do not
He
believe.
returned.
No, he did return. He returned a few days after he left, which of course in
And then-
Celephaïs
Could be any number.
could be years.
And then left here by more conventional means.
Yes. Hutton, you're done here. This guy ain't got anything else useful.
Okay.
You're certain
I'm
of
not.
that. Isabella, he is not telling everything. You do not think he is telling everything.
Sir, are you by chance looking for an apprentice of any sort? Because I am absolutely fascinated by the timelessness of this place.
Apprentice dreamer. Interesting.
Or a study person who studies the timelessness or the nature of time. I am a teacher own in my own homeland in the waking world. I'm a school teacher, but a lifelong student of all
I
things.
understand dreamers have certain powers. To create something from nothing. Could you show me?
Well, it does take some
The
it
face.
does take some skill. Yes, I can I could.
I would love to see it.
It may take some time, but
Well, each round is
as I
like
said,
3 or 4 seconds. So if you just want to hold out your hand and try to create something
not
simple.
without something in return,
Oh,
sir.
yeah, okay. I'm just throwing out
I'm
as
not
a
just
keeper.
doing it.
I'll actually tap Miss Eldridge.
Yeah,
As
yes,
in
I
there.
look over.
Yeah, you're right next to each other.
So, what is your relationship with Wilkes? Do
Mine?
you know him? Do you
No.
like him? Dislike him?
Ludest seems interested in this information as well.
That's what
I
I'm very careful.
That's what I'm asking him.
Oh, with Ludist? I thought you were
Yeah.
talking to Miss Eldridge. That you
No,
talked
I
thought
asked
you were
her to
talking
hold
to
a moment.
me.
No, I asked her to hold a moment so I could ask Lewis.
Oh, so he just
Oh.
did one of these things, like
Yeah.
taps
Sorry.
you and kind of says and does like this. And I'm sorry, what was the question? I
asked him what his relationship with Wilkes is. Is he a friend, an enemy?
Oh, I've heard about him. I did meet him briefly, but he's a wizard. He's a sorcerer. I'm more interested in just information. You don't have to make a roll, Josie. You succeeded on psychology. I'm going to let that roll for the entire conversation.
Okay.
No, that's
Yeah,
not the truth. You do not think that is the truth. Do you sit there and just shake your head and frown, or do you keep your composure?
No.
Okay.
I look pointedly at Alonzo.
I will show
Like-
you something from beyond this world.
Right now, Alonzo and him are
Yeah.
we're talking.
That's what I said to
facing
him.
each other, Yeah.
I will show you something
He'll
from
feel
beyond
my
this
eyes.
world.
Oh. He's kind of looking very pointedly at your hat. When you say that, he looks up just above your eyes.
And in return, a more fuller honesty on your behalf.
Oh. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, then, I suppose I'll have to keep that for myself.
I suppose so, sir. He seems a little
I'll lean
offended.
back a bit. Lean back a bit, like I put an offer on the table.
Well, that's all I know.
I did fail the psychology roll, so I'm not
I know.
certain. I'm fishing.
I know you did. I was like, where's this coming from?
I'm fishing, is what I'm doing.
Okay.
But I do have a way to show him a dreamer's object.
Oh, I know. You have a lot of stuff. You guys have cool stuff. Freaking Loren Hutton's got some light in his pocket.
And we all have the talking rocks.
Oh, by the
Yeah.
way,
But I've got something that is very much not Dreamlands in
Mr.
my bag.
Jimenez's torch disappeared.
Oh,
So he had that torch that just burned. It never went out.
that's
You
sad.
couldn't find it after you returned to the. It was up in the hotel room. It was in like a. It was somewhere in the room. It was in like an umbrella stand or something. And because you got to keep it where it's not gonna like light shit on fire. Or it might have been out on the patio, just kind of wedged in somewhere so that it didn't touch anything. It wasn't stone. And it was just gone when y'all returned to the room.
Well, that's fine.
Did you create anything else with dreaming there, Jimenez?
I will have to look at my sheet.
Okay. His clothing he was buried in, so
Yeah.
I mean that kind of stuck around just because it makes kind of sense. But that item that he created, that was because I think you rolled an
Yeah.
01 on that damn thing when you created it, so that was
Right.
permanent, permanent. But it was
Um,
gone. Oh wait, it was
his hatchets or whatever.
He created those.
He
I
made
thought he purchased
well,
those.
he purchased them, but he made them look like tomahawks or something like
Okay,
that.
so they were
But
hatchets
yeah,
when you all saw them. So just retroing that in.
okay.
So, are we? Are we? I look at the other two. Are we finished here then? Span has nothing further to tell us and wants nothing further from us.
Yeah, and you're done.
So leave him to his.
Yeah,
we'll leave him to
I
his
really
studies.
don't see any other point in continuing to talk to him.
Oh,
I'll
very well.
stay.
He stands
It does-
up.
It sounds like he saved us a trip to the moon.
I believe he did.
Oh, by the way,
Oh,
Isabella,
I want to go.
you did not detect any lies in. He went to the moon. He came back. He left, and he went southeast. That all seemed to be legit.
Okay.
There's something he's not telling you. You think, or there's more to it. When Shaeder asked his relationship, um, you were getting kind of a weird vibe there.
Yeah,
But
I thought so.
but otherwise, the stuff about Wilkes and his travels has all been the truth. You think you're pretty certain of that, at least.
He just wouldn't answer honestly about his feelings toward Wilkes.
Correct. Wouldn't answer at all. Actually.
Um.
Well, no, he said he met him once, and
Yeah.
he that didn't. You don't know if that's true or not. That didn't seem
And it certainly gives no
completely
indication of
legit.
whether he's friendly or hostile or otherwise.
Actually, sir, I have one other question.
Mm. He's already stood up because you guys were talking about going. So
Do you know if someone who is from the waking world, who is a dreamer, can procreate while in the Dreamlands?
oh, I do believe so. Yes, from my understanding, Dreamer is like any other person in the Dreamlands can have children here. Some have, from I believe I've read, and um, wives, children, descendants.
But obviously, if they woke up, would these children would not disappear, would they?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay.
So they would be half dreamer, half. Uh.
Yeah.
Dreamlander.
What do you?
He
Dreamlander,
says, kind of
I
trying
guess.
trying to make a word up out of nowhere, probably.
Yeah.
Native will do.
It's
Native.
It's
He points at Alonzo, and nods.
native.
That sounds perfect to him.
It's not really important, but it was a thought that came to mind the other day.
Yeah.
There have been many dreamers who have stayed in the Dreamlands for whatever reason, or been here for many years before waking, from my understanding.
Yeah.
But there seems to be no limit to how long one can remain. Or is there?
Right.
Until one awakens, I think.
Yeah.
But the Great Library of the Dreamlands is here in Celephaïs, and there might be more answers there.
Oh.
Or a branch of the Great Library, he says, is in Celephaïs, so you might find answers there as well. Alonzo, you've never heard of this Great Library of the Dreamlands, so this is a first for you.
It's a branch of a great library. Okay, it's a library.
Yeah,
It's great.
yeah.
Cool. Libraries are good.
So, then he says, "This has been very enlightening. Thank you." And he starts to head towards the front door, which is, down a hallway from where he set you guys up to talk to him.
Oh, it seems you've saved us a trip.
Yeah. So thank you.
Although left us a dead end as well.
Well, he did leave to the southeast.
Yeah.
That encompasses a great deal of territory. You don't know at all where he went for certain.
I'm afraid not. Josie, you think he's telling the truth there, for sure. He does not know where Wilkes is.
Okay.
But perhaps Wilkes confided in someone else as to his destination?
That I don't know. He spoke to many people in Celephaïs. But he was only here for a few days. And again, you get that whole, but everything's just a few days in Celephaïs.
But do you know where he stayed?
This guy has probably only been in Celephaïs a few days.
Do you know where he stayed while he was here?
No, I do not.
Well, thank you for saving us a trip, at least.
Yes, the moon is not a place for anyone but cats and moon beasts. That's why they
want to detect a lie there.
Beasts. No, you don't detect any lies there.
Dang
he does
it.
not seem
I
to
want
want. Every time the moon comes up, he's like, "Oh." So, you know what I mean? Like, he probably knows what's on the moon, and he's not. He doesn't want to go to the moon.
Have you ever been to the moon?
Oh no! I've lived in Celephaïs for very long. For only a few days.
Oh.
But
everything.
He just kind of gives you a look like, what the hell does that even mean? He obviously understands the timelessness of Celephaïs and how it affects everyone who lives here or even comes here.
So we'll head out, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. He sees you to the door, and again, thanks you, and then close the door as you guys go out onto the street.
Wait. I'll let them go first. I want to go last, but as I'm heading out the door, I turn back to him, and I go, Mr. What's his name? Ludist.
Yeah,
Mr. Ludist. Well, I don't believe you ever answered my question of if you are looking for an apprentice or anything like that. Perhaps an assistant for a little while.
Well, perhaps.
I'm just very curious.
Why don't you come back tomorrow or come back when you decide to show me how you can use your powers to make something.
Right.
And then we'll discuss it. Good day.
Perfect.
And then he closes the door.
Right. So no particular time then, because
it's meaningless here.
He didn't ask for any particular time.
Clocks?
And that there are clocks, and there are probably some clocks in Celephaïs. Yeah.
I'm just trying. She and I both are baffled about how this time thing
it's weird.
works.
Yeah, time seems to pass. You feel like you've been here for a day or so.
It works like a dream.
The sky,
yeah,
the light, the sun, the stars,
the sun goes
everything.
From east to west. The stars move, and then you've seen as you moved through the city. You saw what do you call it? Wagons, farmers with wagons bringing food into the city from fields that obviously are outside the city somewhere. But
Okay.
Well, now we have a separate problem.
Okay.
If
are you guys gonna go out in the street and just chat about this?
As we're walking.
Yeah. Okay.
Finding Wilkes is at this point near impossible.
Not necessarily.
How do you think?
Nothing's impossible.
Yeah, we don't know exactly where he went when he from the moon. Yet. But we have a direction at least. It's trust me, there are things that are much harder to find than this.
Spot hiddens for everybody, please, as you're walking.
Captain Wabo Cabo is following us. God damn it!
Nope.
Anybody make it?
He's Kilroying over a fence.
Did anybody make the roll? All right. Okay.
Nope.
Yeah. Keep going.
Unless
Sorry.
people want to give me 11 coins.
I'm not giving them any of my coins. I'm telling you that right now.
5,
Depends on how important it is.
9,
How
10,
many?
11. There's 12 coins out here. I've been throwing coins in when you guys, because you guys have been doing a lot of role playing. Alonzo Shaeder has 3. Loren Hutton has
Shaeder.
2. Isabella has 3, and Captain Wabo Cabo has 4. Actually, right now, because he's such a fucking
we have
clown.
8. We have 8 because Aaron already said he's not giving them.
He's not giving them. Okay.
Nope.
That's fair.
Oh, not to worry about
I'm
it.
trying to be a little more generous with the coins too, because somebody finally remembered. Don't forget, you can also say coin if somebody does some really good role playing or something.
You can nominate.
You can nominate other
whenever.
people.
Whenever we laugh, you know.
You have to nominate. You have to say something.
Then you got.
All right.
A lot of times I'll
You
remember
got to remember
myself,
when
but a
you
lot of times I
laugh,
forget.
then say coin.
I'll just do.
If you laugh,
Fair
say
enough.
coin.
And try not to interrupt role play. If you want to do something like
Ah.
Sean just did, hold up a nickel or something while people are role playing, then I can consider it and give one or not. Or I might wait till the end of the role play to give it. So,
That's a $50, my friend.
all right, $50, whatever.
Oh my god, I have a dollar coin. Wait,
And it's silver.
Don't get distracted.
I
Too late.
do not have a coin in this room, I don't
That's
think.
okay. Do this. No, wait. That's like a racist thing now. No,
ooh.
that's racist when you do that.
Yeah, do it
I was
that
going to
way.
say, I
You're
think it's
signaling-
more like.
You're
It is?
signaling. You're
Well, this is
signaling.
This is asshole.
Yeah, but anyway, what about that?
Well, what about
We digress.
this? This
We
is
digress.
okay. Like
Okay.
It's
good.
okay, but it's also getting caught up with this crap. So anyway, yeah. So,
So maybe just do this.
Yeah, there you go. So you're walking away, and you're discussing this.
Yep.
You do feel like you have some kind of yeah, you got something. You got more. You have gotten stuff on his location before. Yeah. Actually, Hazard learned something about where from Atal and Ulthar, and told everybody about it.
Mhm.
But you've all forgotten, haven't you?
Yes.
God damn it.
I have no idea what you're
Because
talking about.
nobody wrote it down.
What?
No, you weren't here yet.
No,
Hazard
that's what I was
learned
thinking.
something from Atal.
Me? I
in
was.
The temple in Ulthar. No, but Kevin wasn't. From
Oh,
the temple in Ulthar.
looked like you were
about
pointing at me.
where, sorry, about where the wizard, a bit of location information about the Wizard Wilkes. Nothing specific, but an idea of where he probably is. And he found it. He shared it with the rest of the group. Aaron, are you looking? If you can, are you looking for that?
Kinda.
I can just tell you, since nobody writes anything down.
Hey,
I
I was
have-
writing. For me, I wrote a lot of stuff down
Yeah,
with
you did.
Fernando.
So Hazard told you that Atal told him that he had heard that the Wizard Wilkes lived along the coast somewhere.
Oh yeah.
What do you mean, oh yeah.
I do. I do remember that. But say
Yes.
I am.
And then they were like, but there's a lot of coastlines in the Dreamlands, was where Atal went after that. And you guys didn't have a map. Now you have something of a map. And anyway, that's just information that you have.
so he had a house. Like he lived.
Not necessarily a
He said
house. He
lived.
didn't hear anything specific, just that he lived. And when he said lived or lives on the coast somewhere.
Ah.
And sailing the coasts of the Dreamland would take a long, long time. Just to randomly go,
I'm gonna-
let's just go this way.
I'm gonna assume he had a house.
That's
That's where
fine.
my mind.
I did find my
Almost.
notes on the Wizard Wilkes. I did not put that in there either,
And
though.
if he's gone out to the desert or whatnot, he may be just camping.
Yep. I mean, for all we know, he could have stayed at the Pink Palm Inn.
Yeah.
You
Like,
mentioned
he
Wizard
could have
Wilkes,
done
and Drogo didn't say anything about like knowing him or anything like that, and he probably would have. He seemed very, very friendly. A little plump innkeeper.
If he stayed there, I expect that Drogo would have remembered. And again, there are many other places to stay.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
quite a few taverns, and you've passed taverns and inns in the city as well. Unlike
Now,
Hellenic, they're not just along the wharves, but there's plenty all over.
if you're convinced he's along the coast, and Lewis suggested one particular direction, then it may be possible to follow the coastline in that direction
Yeah.
and see what's to be seen.
Yeah. That's
Reinar?
Reinar
that
was one of the
Reinar?
places that Ludist suggested. Nithivash is that direction. He said Hazath Clegg and Reinar. If you want to stick to the coast, and actually Hazath Clegg is not along the coast. It's in a there's like a
I
it's
guess
along a river
Jack.
according to your map.
Are those cities?
Yes,
So he could be in a city.
cities or towns or something, major places. Everybody can make another spot hidden. There's so many spot hidden. You guys didn't get as far as I thought you would tonight, but that's okay. This has been very fun, especially all the shenanigans on the ship.
Oh, I missed by 1 point.
Oh no! Well, Kevin,
You have coins,
you
so
have
you
three
can use one.
coins.
Yeah.
If you want to use one.
Well, let me see if
that'll
anyone
make it a
else
success.
succeeded.
They don't carry over from game to game,
No,
so
they don't. They get Loren Hutton succeeded.
I know. That's why I'm just saying, like, so if you got them, use them.
Oh, they don't carry over?
No,
Correct.
No, you get everybody gets one at the beginning of the game session, and I've been adding some.
Oh,
For the
okay.
roleplay,
Then
'cause-
there's, as we're nearing the end of the night, there's really
Yeah,
no
actually-
no point in my not spending it.
yeah, definitely.
Right.
Okay, so
That's what
you
I'm
spot,
getting. That's what I'm getting at.
Okay, I
What'd you
thought it
say?
would
I
carry
used to-
over.
You're using 2, Isabella. Okay, so
2
that'll give you a
coins.
success.
Mhm.
Okay, that leaves you 1. Wabo Cabo's not there. He's like, they'll be back. They're always back.
They're always back.
Oh wait, it's along the coast. Oh no, we should take a
I
ship.
know.
Anyway, yeah, everybody made it then. Okay, so we're gonna start with Alonzo. You notice there's a gray and white cat, kind of like sneaking around, in between the buildings nearby. And you keep noticing him, like he's walking the same direction you are, which is really weird. Hutton and Eldridge, you see Mr. Rascal. Appears to be kind of keeping out of sight.
Yay!
Not hiding from you. You're certain that he would say you would not have seen him if he was hiding from you. But
Do we make eye contact? Does
Yeah,
he
yeah.
look at us?
he does. And
Okay.
Once one of the two of you make eye contact, he ducks into an alley. You know what I mean? Like an
Let's
area
go.
that's not as.
I whisper at him.
Are you watching the same cat that I am?
Yes, it's Mr. Rascal. Let's follow him.
Rascal. Or at least
Oh.
it looks to be Mr. Rascal.
Definitely him. I can tell. Let's go. I
The
follow him.
arrogance
Yeah.
just comes through so clearly.
I just like that comment. I'm sorry. I'll nominate
What?
her for a coin. Yeah, for that comment.
What, mine?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Well, then, I guess we
Try
will
to get
follow the
them-
cat.
mode of doing that stuff.
Yeah. Very kind.
Yes, you're led down a little alleyway, which is super nice and neat and perfect and not dirty at all. You know what I mean? There's even a trash can, and it's just pristine.
Norway
and
or
you,
Sweden, whatever.
Never been
Um,
there.
Me neither.
he there's a small courtyard that no one's around. There's a little fountain in the middle, water bubbling over. It looks like there are some houses that face it, but nobody. You don't see any people. You don't hear any noises coming from any of these houses or anything like that. And he's just waiting for you there. And he's just sitting on the ground looking at you, looking very suspiciously at Alonzo Shaeder.
Do I have a treat of any sort? Or something that a cat might enjoy?
Make a luck check to see if you have a little piece of meat or something in your pocket, or a piece of cheese or something.
I
You
do
could
not.
always try to dream one
Can I
up.
I
do
was
that
thinking
too?
that too. Don't forget, you could. If you don't, you can try to dream one up very quickly. It only
You know
takes
what?
a round.
I will give that a try,
Alonzo is Mr.
Give me a
Can I-
roll.
and I will fail.
Can I?
Okay, that's okay. It costs you one
Wait.
magic point, but you can try every round if you want until you get it right. You know what I mean?
I'm
Like-
just looking
That-
apologetic. Like,
How
sorry,
close was
Cat, I
that
don't have a
7?
treat for you.
Okay, okay.
How close was that 17 though?
Did you roll
6
17?
points.
6
Yeah, but-
points.
I only have 11.
There's
so
coins.
that's all right.
I'll give him a couple for this.
A
Yeah.
couple. He needs 6 coins.
Yeah, don't worry about
Well-
it. It's okay. I'll just look
Can I
apologetic.
roll luck?
All right. I'll get. All right.
I'll give him all
I'll give him.
4.
I'll give him all 4 of mine then.
Uh-oh. Anybody
if
else
someone
want to give
else-
2 coins?
Or each of you give 1 coin.
How much do I have left?
Oh, you
Oh,
still have 2
yes.
coins, Kevin.
He still has 2 coins.
You want to
so.
burn them?
We're at the end of the night, right?
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
close. We're pretty close. This is probably the last scene
Okay.
that we'll play out.
Never know.
Yeah.
I might need them.
Yeah, you, that was a luck check, right? No,
Yeah.
that
No,
was
it was
just
a-
creating.
it
What do you
was
want
a-
to
that was
dreaming.
dreaming.
It was a dreaming check.
Yeah, what do you want to
Yeah.
make? It costs 1 magic point. Giant
Oh.
fish. What do you want to make?
Actually, what I'm thinking of is like a fishy treat kind of thing. Like
fishy
something that-
treat.
Like
I'm
a
trying to
piece
think
of
of the last
dried
time-
fish. Like a little piece
like
of
dried fish.
Like dried fish.
How much?
Like the kind of thing that how much can I make? Can I make a handful?
Yeah, you can make like a chunk, like a fillet chunk. You know what I mean? That fills your hand.
Okay, I'll do that then.
Okay, and so you just kind of how does it look when you make it?
I'll
This
just
is all-
sort of. Well, I'm looking through my pockets,
Oh, and
and
it's
then
in
I'll
there.
find it
Just
in the
happens-
bag. Yeah.
Boop, there it is, just like I thought it would be.
Ew.
Knew I didn't have it in there, but it's dried fish, so it's
Oh.
not like greasy and anything. It's like it's preserved fish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they actually sell this as cat treats.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, bonito flakes.
So
My cat loves them.
Yeah. So it's not like he sticks his hand in his pocket and pulls out this greasy crap. He sticks his hand in his pocket and pulls out. He could even be wrapped in some paper if you want, some kind of paper,
Sure.
and pulls out wrapped in paper this chunk of like salted or dried fish. And then what do? The cat.
I'll
You see the ears
Oh.
perk at
offer
this.
it. I'll offer it to the cat.
big
I'll,
chunk of food.
basically like here you go.
Do you just put it on the ground or do you hold it out to him? How do you want
Oh.
this to play out?
I'll hold it and then let him approach me
He does come
if he's
over
willing.
and he sniffs at it. And then
Just
And then,
stares at you, and the tail goes swish, swish.
yeah, his tail's swishing around. And then he kind of reaches forward and he like claws at the fish and pulls a chunk out. And he eats it. You know how cats are.
Yep.
They eat real sloppy. It's weird.
It
Yeah,
is.
I have to. I know.
And then he says to Isabella and Loren, "Who is this one? I like him."
This is
Hi,
Alonzo
Mr. Rascal.
Shaeder.
We missed you.
Oh,
Sorry.
this is the cat you were speaking of before. It's nice to meet you. The cat.
Oh,
That last
right.
slide was to the cat.
Making loose with my name.
He did mention you.
Uh,
Well, I'm
Well,
surprised to
he's
see
our
you.
friend.
I'm pleasantly surprised to see you in Celephaïs. What have you learned?
The
Where to
wizard
start?
Wilkes had gone to the moon
Mhm.
to study under a sorcerer by the name of
Handor.
Handor.
HAON/DOR. Keep going. Yeah, that's fine.
About magical gates for traveling, and has returned from the moon, according to the scholar Ludest, just the other day.
Of course.
And had gone to the southeast out of Celephaïs, along the coast.
Interesting.
Possibly along the coast. We don't know for sure.
Handor, I understand, seeks to return to the waking world himself.
Is he on the moon still?
Oh, yes. He has been there for a very long time.
He's trapped?
That is where he has decided to be, as it is the way he thinks that he can return to the waking world. I don't understand. I don't know everything, but I do know he wishes to go back to Earth.
Do you know why?
Why would you think a wizard would want to return to the Earth?
So this wizard is a dreamer, this other sorcerer.
Thousands of years ago, from my understanding, in the waking world,
Mm.
well
So
before your civilization. Aaron's face. I'm gonna give
concerning.
coins to you, even though it's out of character.
It sounds concerning.
That just
I'm
gave me a
concerned about
whole other idea of.
Well,
Oh,
I'm very pleased you've done well. I have not found out that much information myself. Now, did you tell him that the information about that Atal told Hazard about him being on the coast? About him living on the coast? I don't recall hearing that.
he mentioned the coast,
Yeah, I
but
did.
not like that all of that.
say Loren didn't mention that he was living on the coast,
Okay, okay,
though.
okay. Uh,
He just said southeast along the
what
coast.
I have learned is that the Wizard Wilkes is seeking to return to the waking world somehow. Why he
Oh,
hasn't done it yet is unknown, as he has been in the Dreamlands since his death for hundreds of years. Perhaps he isn't sure how yet. Perhaps there's something else he needs. What would you recommend?
Like a living relative.
What,
Oh, I mean,
what would you recommend? What would you recommend? That's what he says. To find him. When Miss Isabella Eldridge looks completely confused, he clarifies.
I think we're going to have to travel southeast and continue asking our questions.
Do you have transport?
you may.
Unfortunately.
We
We
know an
just might.
individual.
Or we could ride the coast.
It might cost us some, depending.
We're dreamers.
Yes, but it might
True.
now it might cost us something that we don't have, which is information on how these ships fly out of Celephaïs.
You need that information?
Well, the individual might want that. I'm not 100% sure what he is going to want.
This individual, who is he?
His name is Captain Wabo Cabo.
Oh, no.
You've
Wait, I thought you meant the alchemist that you made a sort of deal
That's
with
what I thought
back
he
in
meant, too.
Planis.
yeah.
Well, in all fairness, we are on the
Uh,
right side of the water. We could simply ride along the coast.
Oh, ride our zebras.
Yes.
True.
yeah.
Captain Wabo Cabo is a scoundrel. He gets a look in his eye like he admires that, Mr. Rascal,
He is Mr.
Little
Rascal.
kitty smirk.
but he is not untrustworthy.
Good to know.
He has no interest in dreamers, from my understanding.
He
Hmm.
actually did try to apply pressure to discover whether any of us fit that bill.
Of course he did.
I think he was probably just sort of messing with us for fun, I
He's
imagine.
curious, from my understanding. He
Well,
can
if
be
that's the
quite
man's idea of a
trying.
joke,
I'm sorry.
that's the man's idea of a joke. I do not like his sense of humor.
I don't think he was joking, but he is curious on certain matters, and he probably senses some advantage that dreamers would give him and his crew.
Hmm. That's the sense I got as well.
Yeah. There was another individual in was it Lyneth? We just left
Planeath.
Lyneth.
Yes.
An alchemist who was very curious about this magical concoction as well.
Oh. shit. Okay. Well, Celephaïs keeps their secrets of the flying ships, but there are other ways to make a ship fly.
Mm.
It requires. Oh my god,
Use
I
the
blanked.
force.
I just blanked.
A cat? Because we also heard that that cats
No.
can jump to the moon. Is that true?
Of course we
You
can.
you what?
Space,
How?
we just jump.
Can you take a person with you?
He looks down at himself. He looks up at you, 10 times larger at least than him.
I think
But
it would
what
take
if
many
there
And he
were
cats.
a lot
says,
of cats? What
not
if
by
like
myself, but yes, many cats could take
oh,
someone to the moon. However, this
cool.
isn't Ulthar, and the cats here
Uh,
are not friendly, particularly to me. Not since the incident that happened yesterday.
do
How
tell.
long?
No,
How
I
long
will
ago
not
did it?
tell.
How long ago did it actually
He
happen?
swats at your hand. Alonzo, what did you do with the fish after he took that piece and ate it and then started talking? I mean,
I'll
are you
put the
still
rest of
knelt
it.
down there with just holding it out?
No, I'll
Or
put the rest of it on the ground where it's convenient for
oh
him.
yeah, yeah. He does. He rips off another piece of that and puts it in his mouth. You know how cats eat. They
Yeah,
with their mouths open.
I don't think we're gonna go to the moon, Isabella.
Aw,
As much as
I
it
just
was
want
an
to see
interesting
it.
idea, I don't think we need to.
It's not yet.
It takes gallons of space mead to prepare a ship, and dozens, if not hundreds, of cats to take a
Face
traveler.
eat
Space
Mead.
mead. It
Mead.
is a
mead.
substance that allows a magical substance. I made his dream lore skill, so you're getting this information, which is surprising. It's not huge. It is a magical
Wow.
substance which allows a human being. In the waking world, the substance allows a human being to survive the ravages of outer space. The space mead that is made in the Dreamlands, a secondary type, can also, if applied to a ship's hull, allow it to fly once you sail to the edge of the world, or where the sky meets the sea.
Wow.
So that's how it's done.
But if you don't need to go to the moon, you shouldn't need it. It takes gallons for a ship,
Hmm.
especially a large ship. A smaller ship is
So
easier.
things that come from the dream world can be pulled back into the waking world.
From my understanding, the space mead that is used in the Dreamlands, the secondary type, does not work that way in the waking world.
So, two things that are somewhat different, called by the same name, it seems.
All right.
Yeah, but that doesn't answer the question.
What question?
The question that Lauren just asked.
Can something that was made in the dream world be pulled into the waking world?
Oh, I suppose if you can find an actual gateway that'll allow a physical connection to the Dreamlands, they're very rare.
Well,
The
such a gate then would
ghouls
also be how a man would do it, yes?
How
could
somebody
be.
who died, and
It's
yes,
much easier to enter the Dreamlands through
when
dreams.
you're
Could one be created? A gateway of sorts
I
be
would think that
manifested?
the cost would be prohibitive.
How
Well,
so?
it's
what does it cost to do
it
so?
it
I
sounds
don't
like
know.
it's extremely powerful magic.
Well,
But
then
you're
here's a
asking
thought.
what?
If Wilkes has learned how to make such a gate from Hondor, what he seeks now is the resources to do so.
Potentially, yes.
So the question becomes, where along the path that Ludist thinks he went might such resources be found?
And how far is he in his search for this knowledge or these materials?
Well, the
How much
knowledge
do
it seems
you
he
know?
already possesses.
Well, we're still dealing with a town that it's only a couple days ago.
Yeah. He returned. Clearly, he probably had the knowledge. I think the problem is simply how does he gain the resources he needs to make use of that knowledge?
Yep. So
Where would he find the resources necessary to do such a thing? That's the problem. I have no idea what currency one pays.
Well, we don't know exactly what you need to build one. But Captain Wabo Cabo, being a sailing man, might know the wealthiest ports to the southeast.
What if this is not wealth, though, but something else?
Well, yeah.
Rarities,
oddities.
Sacrifice of some kind, perhaps?
It could be.
But would
I mean, how many stories are there of magicians who must give to get?
That's a
Give
lot
of them of themselves or their soul or some such.
It's
so perhaps what he must give to make such a gate is what he's seeking.
Well, certainly.
My guess is it's not wealth, but something harder to attain.
It may require wealth, some way, to find it, because if it's rare, we just don't know. These are all speculation.
At this time, it's just speculation.
I wonder if whoever joked about him needing the blood of a relative was not joking.
That was me who said something and say it was completely out of character.
Oh yeah. Okay. Disregard that.
Kevin, you could even change that to maybe he needs the blood of a relative.
I mean,
and steal Aaron's thought and make it yours.
I'm trying to, I'm thinking of such
put it in game, yeah.
I'm thinking of such fairy stories.
Yeah, you said the word sacrifice.
And how many of them, the evil stepmother or witch or whatnot calls on the living in this fashion.
It could just be he needs a living connection to the waking world.
That would be you, Mr. Hutton.
That would be myself.
And if that is true, it presents us with another opportunity. One far riskier.
Bait. Use Loren as bait. Make him come to us.
Precisely.
We can make Loren famous.
Worst idea you've come up with, Isabella.
In all fairness,
if that's rude or very nice.
It was my idea.
Well,
so if you wish to blame anyone, blame me.
She verbalized it a little louder.
I just said it before you could actually say it, huh?
You're welcome to say it, of course. The point is that if you want to blame anyone...
I wish Fernando was here for that conversation.
Oh, wow. He's dead.
I'm sorry, Alonzo. As far as the
waking world is concerned, yes.
Did no such thing, and I don't care.
So what's the plan?
Apologies, anyway.
The point is that if that were true, then advertising your whereabouts might draw him to us.
I am going to seek out Captain Wabo Cabo.
Okay.
We got to make Loren the most famous dreamer. Got to get that dreaming skill way up.
I think mine's currently the highest in the party.
Okay, Captain Wabo Cabo. They find you at your ship.
Okay.
There's a cat with them.
Have I managed to at least find buyers for everything yet?
Yeah. You and Gnarly Wink are in process. You're gonna sell this stuff pretty quick. It'll only be a day or two.
Got it. Okay.
In Celephaïs.
Yeah. Like everything.
So, yeah.
All right.
Kevin, your video is wrecked. You're in slow motion. Just FYI.
Oh.
But we can hear you fine.
It's fine now.
He's not for me.
It's fine now.
It's not for me.
It's not for you.
I'm moving.
For me.
I'm moving normal.
Okay.
I noticed that earlier, but it's fine now.
Okay, we're gonna wrap up here briefly soon. What's the plan for Captain Wabo Cabo?
Captain.
Yes, Mr. Hutton.
Mr. Hutton.
Hutton. I said.
Sorry, it's just how it sounded.
Are you by chance interested in traveling southeast along the coast?
Oh, thank God. Outbreak cover.
I'm interested in heading anywhere that brings me money.
All right. Do you happen to know of a fairly well-off port on the southeast?
Diethylene. I list off whatever.
No, Dilethylene's not southeast, but
The
again,
other side.
Nithivash has a Clegg.
Southeast.
They probably
No,
wouldn't like
I look.
Hazard Clegg. Hazard Clegg has no law or order. It is crazy there. It's terrible. Um, Nithivash, Renar is a trading town. Um, uh, yeah. Nithivash is a fishing town, but they also conduct trade. So Renar is a city. Nithivash is a little bit smaller. It's a town. Both of them conduct trade. Nithivash also focuses a lot on fishing. You've traded with both places. They're outside of Uthnarge, so time isn't all like crazy there. It's just like another place in the Dreamlands. Both places are friendly. You know what I mean? Like you can go there and you don't have to worry about some weird fucking shit
Someone.
happen, super weird shit
Okay.
or that kind of thing.
That's good, I guess.
But Hazeth Clegg is dangerous. Hazeth Clegg is like a town full of criminals. You could get there from here, but on ship.
Perhaps we head for Nithivash and see what we find there, and then maybe move on to Renar. You all right, Aaron?
Yeah. My lights are just flickering for some odd reason.
Ghosts.
They are.
You're haunted.
Anyway, yeah.
Also, Hazeth Clegg is sort of on the way.
Yeah, he's been telling you Hazeth Clegg is kind of a criminal town.
Oh,
It's
should
very
we
dangerous.
avoid that then, or is that maybe where we should go?
I have a feeling that's maybe where we should go, but maybe make sure that's where we need to go before we go there.
Some kind of clue that maybe he went there as opposed to just showing up there. Is that
correct?
We could circumvent it at first and then circle back if we think that's.
I would rather be more certain that's someplace we need to go before we go.
Perfect. Yes, I agree.
Can I suggest something potentially out of character that I think people may have forgotten that was kind of mentioned?
Mentioned tonight?
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, go ahead.
There was a branch of the Great Library in Diethylene, or in
yes, that was mentioned in
Celephaïs.
Passing.
Yep.
So
that's true.
You guys didn't really find much of actual use in the library when you were there before, though. So keep that.
Okay.
We've only been there once.
You guys spent weeks,
and not in this city.
I know. In Ulthur, you spent weeks looking at it, and remember, every branch is the same branch.
Okay.
Remember, Hazard ran into a guy who was in a city called Ilikvad. And one of the librarians was from Ulthur, but the other one was from like Thaborin or some other city across the world. So all these libraries are the same library. You know this, but people can meet each other there. But
I think it's a good suggestion.
And you might find something. You don't know. But you really had very little luck finding much about the Wizard Wilkes himself at the Great Library.
We were like level 1.
That's fine. Yeah, you can still go there. I'm just saying this is all information you know.
Actually, there is a potential use for the library I can think of.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if we can learn anything about the gate spell.
That's a possibility. You do have more information.
What would be needed to create it.
Mm-hmm. That is a possibility. So
what I came down to was if he needed resources, what are they? We might learn what resources are needed. That would give us a sense of what he's doing and where he might get them.
Okay, so is the plan then to stay in Celephaïs for at least another day, just a day?
I think so.
6 months later, we've only been here a day.
Yeah, if not, maybe another 2 days.
Yeah, when do we start?
I want to stay long enough to understand what the hell is going on with this timelessness.
17 years later.
But it's only been a couple days.
But it's
at least.
I've been thinking about this for a couple days. Man, a lot happened yesterday. I mean, a lot.
But the whole thing is, at what point do our minds become accustomed to
The
the
timelessness
non-passage of
Celephaïs.
time?
Yeah,
That's
is
why tomorrow I'm going back to the Ludafisk, whatever the hell his name is.
Ludafisk.
That's what I keep thinking of.
His name is Ludast or Ludist.
Ludas. It's close enough.
Drogo
Judas with an L. Think of that.
No, it's not.
I
Drogo
know.
pronounced it Ludist. He pronounced it Ludast.
Ludus the nudist.
So, anyway, okay.
I'm going back to him tomorrow to be his apprentice at least for a day, so I can try to understand
Just a
and
day.
just get some answers on what the hell is going on with this
1,000
time.
years later.
Yep.
Oh, you're
That's
trying to
what
find out about that? Oh yeah, good luck with that. Okay.
I'm gonna try.
Okay. So we will end. So the rest of the day is spent dealing with Captain
Cuddling
Walker.
with Mr. Rascal.
Yeah, he likes that. Dealing with Wabo Cabo. At least you were talking about potentially using his ship to continue down the coast, and at least having that discussion with him. And it looks like is Captain Wabo Cabo like okay with this? Is he up for it? Is if he can make some money, he thinks.
Yeah.
So he starts so you could start during the rest of the day essentially looking for cargo that they might like in Renar or I'm forgetting these names because they're so strange. Nithivash at this juncture. Or having Mr. Gnarlywink look for these things because that's his job.
And you said
filling.
Hazuth Keg or whatever Clegg and Reinar as well.
Hazuth Clegg is a criminal city, so if you can find some spice, or it's going to be hard to find that kind of shit in Celephaïs. Nithivash, we'll figure something out. You could find some stuff you think they would probably be interested in that you could bring from Celephaïs if you have a few days. Or is it just a few days? 1,000 years later.
Hey, which luckily means nothing to anyone in the Dreamlands.
Especially not in Celephaïs. Oh, poor Fern and Dolphin, though. They died years ago. How long were you in Celephaïs? Maybe you should have left
Just
them
a couple days.
At Celephaïs.
Just a couple days.
So,
Man, I wish the postal system was better here so I could talk to them.
So questions, comments, suggestions. Favorite part, least favorite part.
All of it.
You hated it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the night.
I would offer one suggestion.
Yes, please.
Skills that you pick up that are common to a culture, like needlework, are probably encompassed under education.
But that's only for using them. That doesn't allow you to improve them.
Yeah, no, that's for you. That's the point. It's not about improving. It's about using it.
Right.
In other words, if it's a thing you learned in grade school,
yeah, I could see that.
I would use education, for instance, if a character was doing something like basic math, or
but I mean,
it was asked a question about grammar, like what is the verb tense of this sentence?
Yeah,
education.
But Miss Isabella has never mended sails.
Well, no, but the point is that
I've mended
sewing and needlework is frequently part of the education of women.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
So for a woman, an education role might be appropriate to say, I know the basics of which end of this needle to hold and how to do it.
Well, no, yeah.
It's not the same as craft. With that skill, you don't make things that are beautiful. You make things that hold together.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, with education, you can fix a tear. Yeah.
She was able to fix sails and stuff. It just wasn't pretty.
Yeah. Like you need the craft skill to design clothing or make new clothing.
Well, and
you need the education skill to things like fix a tear in a seam.
I wanted to give her the chance to improve her craft needlework.
Yeah.
Her craft
which is
sewing.
fine.
I guess I don't really care that much about that though.
Yeah, and
that particular craft.
That's true too.
It's more just a useful skill.
Y'all can level your characters up if you have skills that are checked.
Woo! Yay!
Make a roll and see if they've gotten better. Because
you roll for each thing, right?
Yes, for each thing, and you want to fail. You want to roll high. Because I figured Helenith and Celephaïs for me were kind of like one combined thing.
Okay, give me a high number.
So this is a good time.
That is a very high number.
What if you roll the number? That's a success.
That's a success.
Right?
So it's not going to go. Right. Sorry.
And how much
do you gain?
1d10.
No.
You gain.
Does that include dreaming?
Yes, that includes dreaming.
Right.
Definitely includes dreaming.
Oh, so I went up in that. Awesome.
Did you go up significantly?
I'm about to find out.
Go, Kevin. I'd love for you guys to get some
Rolled
of
a
your dreaming
99.
skills up into a better place, to be quite honest.
Four.
I'm at a 26
Four.
right now.
Four? That's not bad.
Adequate.
That's a 15.
Yeah.
You're 26, Loren? Holy fuck.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's not bad.
Because I was at a
And then-
16, and last time we leveled, I went up 10. I rolled a 10. That was awesome.
That works for me. So
And
yeah,
then we
check.
roll the d10, right?
Yes, if you fail, if you roll high, you roll a d10, add that to whatever your current skill is. That's your new skill.
Hey, my drawing went up by 3. It's at
Nice.
73 now.
Yeah, the higher the skill, the
Oh, I
harder it
just
is
got
to increase it.
Psychology too.
If it gets
But I rolled a
above-
99
if a
for that.
skill,
Oh, no,
Ooh.
if a skill hits 80, you get some sanity points back too.
Oh.
by the way.
I'm
Because
close.
you become like the competence that you are feeling in the things that you're doing.
Oh.
Actually, it kind of infuses you with more self-confidence and better will.
I didn't even do any dreaming.
So my
this time.
spot hidden is an 80.
Did it just change to an 80?
It changed the last time.
Okay, yeah. Let me double check this. Let me find it real quick. I
Hey,
forget
man,
what they
list-
call it in the book, but I thought it was a really neat little thing. It's probably an optional rule. Hold on, let's look in the sanity chapter.
Listen went up.
Anyway,
Woo!
okay, so we're pretty much done with roleplay and all that stuff. So I'm going to stop the stream. Thanks to everybody. We got raided while we were playing
Oh,
by
shit.
by Kai Hawkeye. Thank you, Hawkeye. Appreciate that with the party of 4, which was very nice. And we will we're gonna discuss when we'll play again. But I appreciate you guys. I appreciate anybody who was watching. And yeah, so we are gonna head out. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.